Hello there, and we are live. Hey, see, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the Sunday post-game show and reactions or whatever you want to call it. You know what? Today's a very, very good day. As you can see, I'm smiling. Steve, my right-hand man here, is smiling here. Uh, Tommy San, I don't
Yeah,
know. Tommy
man.
San, you should be smiling too. You're an
I'm happy,
Arsenal
bro.
fan,
I'm happy, man. You can't see,
and
smile.
yeah.
You can't see my picture, bro. I'm off camera, man. Come on.
Yeah, okay. And
Can't see
then
my
I
face.
have Bagef, who's my biggest member, my financier here too, because
Answer.
is a platinum member, of this channel. So, it's because of people like this, that keeps me going down here also. So Bagef, you're welcome to the show. I'll just allow you guys to just introduce yourselves. Steve, you're welcome to the show.
No, thank you for having me, Tony. But I'm Steve Mahala. I'm from the U.S. I'm a Newcastle fan and regrettably a Chicago Bears fan. Although we just scored, so it is what it is. Bears.
And yeah, Tommy sir, yeah, give a shout out, the
Thomason.
normal stuff.
Thomason Asabia. Arsenal fan. Been an Arsenal fan since 1998. Ian Wright was one of my favorite players. When I started supporting them, because I remember I saw him on the TV. Him, Vieira, and Tony Adams and all that. But I love 24 years of being a fan. But yeah, big up everyone.
Yeah, and of course I have my platinum member, Bag of you. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hey Tony, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, not many things I enjoy in life. This is one of my favorite sports, and probably at this moment my favorite sport. Yeah, happy to be here discussing Arsenal. I've been a
Yeah,
fan of this since 2006. Unfortunately, that brings its own difficulties because I feel like I haven't experienced a title, so I'm starving for a title. So when it happens, I'm gonna be celebrating really, really well, and I hope it happens
we're
this
all
year.
starving for
Hopefully.
a title. Tommy is starving for a title.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
but like I'm caught between lifestyles, man. Sometimes, like I mean, a lot of people older than me. Like if I was 5 years younger, right?
Yeah,
Uh, um, sorry, if I was 5 years, yeah, sorry, 5 years older, I've seen all the titles, I've seen all like the runs and everything. If I'm 5 years younger, then I'm like, yeah, I'm caught with the Emirates era, like
yeah,
the hopeful era. So like I'm right in between. So it's one of those things. But I can't wait. I mean, I
good,
can't wait for good things to
good,
happen with the club.
good. Bag of you. Welcome to the show. See ya, guys. It's a good day. Arsenal demolition the Nottingham Forest today at the Emirates. Actually, this is our last game at the Emirates Stadium just before the World Cup. So this match, it's very, 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 very
What about
important for us.
Thursday? You got Zurich
In the Premiership. In the
in the
Premiership.
in the Europa League.
No, no,
Zurich.
no. In the Premier. We're
We're
Oh,
talking
talking
the
about
Premiership.
the Premier League, bro.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
This
It's
is the last game
it's our
before the World Cup at the Emirates, and I'm like, well, there's something else
Premiership.
going on. Okay,
Premiership. Yeah.
fair.
So yeah, of course. So it's very, very important that we just cemented this game, and oh my God, with that kind of goal margin, Bagov, can you just get us through what you felt, in that game from start to bottom?
Yeah, biggest
Just
thing
take
is
us
like
through what you felt.
biggest thing is we have to like preface this by saying like when we saw the PSV game on Thursday.
Shout out
Obviously,
Amy Baba, he's a Quest member, is here with us. Shout out Amy Baba.
I was pretty disappointed. Big up Manny, by the way. Like we did a watch along together
Hey,
about this.
Manny, big up my friend Manny. Manny, you're coming next week, man. No therapy this week. No therapy, Manny.
Yeah,
Man,
so the biggest thing is like I mean, we saw the game together, and it's what it was is like there was a cutting edge that was missing. There was sometimes it's hard to get too harsh about it, but like when you look back on it, like we should have done way more, or like had different. It, the way that could have been like a 5-0 humiliation, and honestly, it's kind of looking back on it, like now you fast forward the boys responded really well. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes games like that happen, but you responded really well. In years past, like you have like one humiliation, and it leads to like a snowball effect where you just constantly keep losing or like constantly keep underperforming. So this year, so with the game today, when it happened, I'm so happy because I'm like we dominated that game in the second half in a way, and we responded really well. And the Partey scored every time Partey scores, it's always a great goal.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, what
And
a belter!
what a
We'll
belter
come
that
to that.
was.
We'll come to that. What a belter today from
So
Thomas
yeah, I don't
Partey.
want to get too much into the goals. We'll go. I'm sure we're gonna go over it, but what I'm really happy about is just the response. This is the response you expect. I mean, there's gonna be some stuff that we should talk about that going forward that could be like we should talk about because that could impact our season. But I
Yeah,
am very happy. I'm very buzzing. I'm very happy. I'm happy to be here talking about this with you guys.
yeah, yeah. Hey, Tommy-san, can you take us through what you felt about that game? Today, we see Arsenal needed a response from that defeat against that disgraceful defeat
Mm.
against PSV Eindhoven, and coming
Yeah.
into the match today, you know, just take us through what
You know what?
happened,
Yeah, I didn't expect us to
process
win.
by process, for
You know what?
in your mind today.
I didn't expect us to win 5-0 because Forrest have been doing all right. Even though they're fighting for the left, they've been doing okay. I went for 2-0 for my prediction, but no, I didn't watch the game because it wasn't on Sky Sports, so I didn't really watch the game. But
Okay.
I'll probably just say so. I'll probably just give you something. I'm happy for Reece Nelson because I say Reece Nelson needs to get his chance because he's actually a good player and I rate him. I rate him highly, and he scored a brace. I think
Yeah.
Reece Nelson needs to give Reece Nelson needs to give Saka competition. Reece Nelson and Marquinhos, and Nelson's done it. Obviously, Martinelli got a header. Partey, apparently you said Partey scored that finish, so happy for him as well. So yeah, Nottingham Forest didn't really do much, but I think we were just we should have been 7 or 8 because I thought we were just more ruthless in goal. It's good to bounce back after the point the Southampton game, like because we dropped points and obviously we were lucky to come with a point against Southampton last, but it was good to it's good to bounce back, and yeah, let's see what happens after the World Cup. Obviously, we got some tough games. Chelsea away, obviously, and we got Wolves away. Even though Wolves are whacking it, I think we should beat Wolves. They're fighting for their lives. They are just dreadful. Like they can't score, they can't create. They are dreadful Wolves. But yeah, we should beat because Chelsea. We always have a good record at Stamford Bridge. They're still a good side, but I reckon we'll beat Chelsea next week, then beat Wolves before the World Cup. So yeah, I'm happy with the win. Hopefully we can win the league. If not, it's not the end of the world. We'll go again next season. I'm not expecting to win the league. I'll take second and the Europa League. That's all I will take right now, man. But if we win the league, great, man. But let's see what happens. Still a long way to go for me.
Good. Steve Machala, you watched the game.
Yes,
Take
I
us
did.
through. See, of course, me and you have discussed this backstage because we're also friends backstage too.
Yeah.
See, Arsenal really needed a response in
Yeah.
this game. A very, very, I don't want to just say any response because Arsenal could get a response of 1-0 today, 2-0 today. It should have been enough to give us 3 points. But would that have been enough to send shock waves down to the remainder of the Premier League competitors that are coming genuinely for
No,
this
you needed.
title? When you saw that Arsenal walloped Nottingham Forest
Second
today,
half
5-0, does that send any message to our other competitors coming around us that, hey, don't fuck with us, we're back?
Yeah, it definitely sent a message because like you were pretty decent in the game. There were some, I think, like I said to you, bro, the first half wasn't your greatest stuff, but second half was pretty much all you. It's pretty much all Arsenal. They really got a hold of the game. Reece Nelson made a huge difference off the bench. But you know, better teams will punish you during that 10 to 15 minute period that Nottingham Forest had in the first half. If you do that stuff, because the defense looked very shaky during those few minutes. So, I mean, you won 5-0 though, so I you know. is
No,
what it
no, no.
is.
It's correct when you talk about those
Relevant to bring
defensive
up.
frailties.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, you're coming correct when you talk about those defensive frailties because there was one of those balls that Gabriel got in the back of that defense and he passed the ball in our 18-yard box. He should have been looping the ball out. See, there's a mistake waiting to happen with Gabriel this season. But I don't want that to overshadow what we had today because, see, Nottingham Forest coming from last weekend's win against Liverpool,
Man.
where they actually for some reason beat Liverpool 1-0. You know, showed a very, very a very compact defensive cluster against Liverpool. And mind you, Liverpool is an attacking team. In that game, Liverpool had up to nearly 75% ball possession in that
Yeah.
game. And now and they couldn't score. And now coming into this game, Arsenal, who's also known as that possession kind of team this season,
Yeah.
came here and and destroyed them 5-0, like completely blew them out of the park. See, I'll come to you, Bagav. Bagav, did you really see? You watched that game trial today, right, Bagav?
Yeah, I watched the entire game.
Good. Now, in that game, did you see any flaws in that game? Was there any flaws
No,
in
no,
that game to you?
there are definitely some flaws.
Could you
First of
name a
all,
number of them?
Yeah.
Take us through
there,
those the ones you saw that you felt.
there's a couple. So Saka is definitely one of them. Yeah,
That
we
could be a
had
topic in and of itself, bro, because
it can be a topic in itself. But
yeah.
biggest thing is like hope he's well. I think it seemed precautionary. He walked off, so save him. Like do whatever the heck, wrap him up in cotton wool until and play him when necessary. And then if Reece Nelson can come in and actually do this job, I will absolutely start him because I mean, Reece Nelson for me is like interesting because he's had some injuries,
Yeah.
but he's always had quality. And I do hope, like, who knows, like this could be his run of games that he finally gets.
He's always done well on loan too. At Feyenoord last year, he was pretty decent, and at TSG Hoffenheim, he's been an all right player.
Yeah, like he went to the final. He went to the final last year. Like Roma won the Conference League last year.
Yeah, so clearly he's a decent player, and he contributed in that Feyenoord team with Kokchu and whatnot. So.
The time says like Reece has produced more than Sancho. I mean, listen, Sancho, like that duo is they've had like they have their shine in their own way. Like they used to be like teammates back in the day. So,
well, Reece Nelson has to step up for the good of Saka's health, in my opinion, bro. Because that guy, if you think about it, it honestly, Saka, as good as he is, bro, it reminds me of the Dele Alli situation. He's playing week in, week out from a teenager in the Prem.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's they're way too dependent. You need to have some backup just every once in a while at least, bro. Because Saka's going to pick up injuries. He will.
Well, the thing is
because of being overplayed.
Well, he's injured. He got injured today. He was hauled off, and Nelson was brought in. See, Tommy, sir, I'll bring you in here because this should be your specialty. See, Saka. Of course, you've had a few words about Saka this season, Thomason.
That he doesn't score enough goals
for him to leave in that second half. And for Nelson to come in and score 2 goals, of course, see, Nelson have only scored 1 goal for Arsenal in the Premiership in the last 2 seasons. So, see, this is coming as a big surprise for him. Do you think he's going to nail that position for Arsenal while Saka is out? Do you see any similarity to being good?
I trust him. He's gonna do what we ask him to. He's gonna score goals. He's gonna assist. He's gonna go past plays. He's gonna attack. He's gonna trap back. He can do it. I'll start him against Chelsea away next week. So I'll definitely start him. And because Saka, I hope Saka gets what is a blow that Saka's injured. But I think Reece Nelson can step up and fill in for Saka. I think Reece can do it, man.
Steve, does he have the credentials to do it? He's not a Saka that could actually drive through the channels, take 1 or 2 players the same way that Saka does it. he's not that kind of
To
player.
me, it seems like he's a good player, but Arteta, I don't know if he really favors. Like, why would you loan him out the past 2-3 years? If you rated the guy, you would have kept him around, especially at a
So
position
definitely he
of
wasn't
need of
rated,
depth.
right?
No.
I think Arteta is going to have to, and this is one of his weaknesses, he can't always have every single little player exactly near and dear to his little heart. Like, I get it, Aubameyang, whatever, you had problems with him, and Lacazette need to move on, and Ozil and whatnot. But, like, Saka is out. Saka is out. You have Reece Nelson to play that position. Go and do it. Because he showed you against Nottingham Forest. He didn't pick the opponent. I know it's only Nottingham Forest. You play what's in front of you, and he made the difference in the game to make it a comfortable Arsenal win.
Back, you wanted to say something. Can you come in after Steve?
Hey, listen. There's something about Saka I do want to say. Is like, if you look at Arteta has a point in the sense, like, the best players in the world play week in, week out. Like, they do. Like, Ronaldo. Like, if you're like a Ballon d'Or, like, future player, like
Mbappe plays every week. Bellingham does.
Like, those are examples, right? Like, those are like Neymar, Mbappe. All right, that's where everybody wants to be. But let's look at other players like Musiala. Let's look at like Pedri. Let's look at other players. They have to get that stamina down where they can play every 3 days. So I mean, in a sense, like with Saka, like this is one of those things. Like, he's building those muscle memory up for the future. So I don't mind him playing every week. It's just a matter of, because if you want to be great, you have to like accept that responsibility. Like,
but the rebuttal I'll have that to you is that Saka is too valuable to Arsenal to have zero depth in that position if Arteta doesn't rate and want to actually play Reece Nelson out of necessity. That's the problem. If you keep on playing Saka and he gets a very bad injury, which I'm not sure how bad it is, I just know he went off today, right? Maybe it's precautionary, maybe it isn't. That's going to cost Arsenal gravely, you would think, in this title pursuit.
Yeah, you're right. And there's one, and like again, the Added Time podcast, he brings up a good point. The World Cup is 1 month away. In the past, like,
the Added Time podcast, big up to you. He's my friend too. Big ups to you, my brother. God bless you.
So I've always said, like, 1 month before the World Cup, like when I see like crazy tackles and stuff, like sometimes I wonder, should they ban slide tackling? Because because 1 month before the World Cup, you spend 4 years preparing for it, and then some idiot like slide tackles you, you're out of it. Like,
life ain't fair.
Life ain't fair like that.
No,
like,
I get your argument, though. I'm just being a bit cynical.
Like Neymar got like a rough tackle like a couple of weeks back, and people wanted to kill him because he's Brazil's national treasure. Him not winning the World Cup, it's gonna be something else. But
yeah.
Continue, with Saka, like listen, like, I mean, I think it's precautionary, and I think like it's okay. You're right. The thing about Arsenal, though, is because we've always had this issue where we rely on certain players and then we expect them to be like Neymar. And whereas like Man City, they have 5-6 players in that same category. 5-6 players in that same category.
For every Foden, you have a Mahrez. For every Grealish, you had a Sterling. For every Haaland, you could have any number of a false nine. Probably about 6 different players that can play as a false nine that we've seen over the years. Gundogan, De Bruyne, Foden, Alvarez will eventually grow into that false nine role a little bit, I think. He's best off the left, though. You know what I mean? Like, at Man City have options and versatility and whatnot, which, Arsenal have that.
See, guys, I want to go into this growing situation that Arsenal is now seeing. But at the start of the season, every Arsenal fan, at least a cross-section of the ones I've been able to interview, wanted Granit Xhaka out of the club this season. My God, I can't believe this. Granit Xhaka is having a blessed season with Arsenal.
It's same thing with Miggy Almiron.
Granit Xhaka is not only scoring goals this season, is also creating spaces for players to be able to score goals today. Did you guys see that he was actually the one running. I mean, for the second goal, to get in space to be able to
Yeah,
get that opportunity to cross the ball in the first
yeah.
place. Absolutely amazing. See,
Intelligent.
I want each and one of you to get to have your say on Granit Xhaka and his influence on the game today. But I'll come to our member here, our Crest member, who is here with us, who is Amy Baba. I just want to get through the charts a little bit. Amy Baba says, yeah, back at the top of the league. Long may it continue. We move to Thursday. Yeah, very important game on Thursday. Amy Baba, God bless you, my brother, my friend. See, we also have Anthony Herbert is also a Crest member of this channel. My backers, my finances. God bless you, my brother. And he says here, he said, big up, Tony. What a win, going to enjoy it. But Jesus got to get his okay, Jesus. I thought you said Jesus. Okay. Jesus got to get his scoring boots on goals for him
Yeah,
He's
from
yeah.
got to
on
get his
goals
goal
from him.
scored
That
Okay,
boots
okay,
on.
that was another
okay.
floor
Goals.
for me. That was another
Yeah,
floor for me.
yeah, that was on the floor. We also have to discuss about Gabriel Jesus. See, the added podcast here says something. 5 goal, 5-star performance from Arsenal. Amy Baba says
Yeah.
here again, Nottingham Forest frontman Awoniyi was missing in the game. It was a no context. Exactly. No contest,
Yeah.
bruv. No
Mm.
contest. See, the other time podcast says here, Riss is one game.
It's
Riss
crazy,
in
but it's
one game has
true.
produced more than Sancho.
Unreal.
I completely agree. And Emil Baba says here, Steve is correct. A bit shaky moment in the defense. Gabi always have mistakes in him. What a block by White. See, listen,
I
let's go
was.
into this Gabriel Jesus
Wow.
that they've just raised this before we go into Granit Xhaka. See, for me, if you ask me, Gabriel Jesus did not get the goals today. But you know what? He was running those channels today. He was working hard off the ball today. He had lots of assists today. At least he had up to 3 assists today. If not, I think two
Yeah.
or three assists today.
Yeah.
Now, see,
No, he
for me,
did.
if you're a striker for Arsenal Football Club, if you're not getting in the midst of getting those goals, you should be in the midst of actually getting assists. Rake up the numbers of your assists if you're not getting goals. That's my own rules. See, does that rule apply to you guys? And how did you guys see Gabriel Jesus game today? I'll start with you, Tommy Sam. Can you start that up with us for us
Yeah,
today?
Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, I haven't been happy with him because he misses too many chances, man. And
Yeah.
I'm going to say this: if he doesn't get 15 or 20 goals for us, there's questions on this guy for me. There's
Mm.
questions.
Hmm.
I'm going to
It's
question
kind of
him.
like the Timo Werner situation because Timo Werner made good runs and he did some good things off the ball, but people
But he
were
wasn't
like,
raking up assists. He wasn't
Timo
raking up
Werner's whack.
assists. That's a
he did
problem.
all right. He did all right.
He did all right, but he wasn't raking up assists. As for me, assist is also scoring goals for me.
Yeah,
Because
but
if
because
you're creating spaces for other people to score goals and it's helping the team win and
I do think he,
if
get
you
up
look
that
at
ladder
better,
in the standings, it's like
if
a goal for me.
I do think we'll bounce back. I do think he will bounce back. Jesus, he just needs to be. He just has to score, but I think he'll bounce back. But for me, I want another striker. I want
Ivan
Osimhen.
Tony would be my pick for you
Obviously, we
guys.
need another strike.
Ivan
Obviously, by
Tony,
January.
Ivan Tony would be good, or Mitrovic as well. Ivan Tony.
Then you could then you can move Ivan Tony to striker. You can move Jesus sometimes if you want to rest Saka. Jesus to the right,
Exactly. To the
which
right.
I think is
Or even the left.
Jesus
Is that
or the left.
dynamic?
You could do that
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
like him
dynamic.
personally more off the right a bit more, but
Ivan Tony would be good for us. He'd be.
Ivan Tony 100% because he offers you something completely different to Jesus.
Completely
Yeah.
different.
And
And you
He's
know
a
when
bully.
there's a penalty, Ivan
Yeah.
Tony's taking it and he'll score it, and he'll make it
He'll
look
score
like
it.
and
He's
he'll make
6
it
foot
look
plus.
like
He's a bully.
easy.
You had him at Newcastle, obviously, but obviously it didn't work out for him at Newcastle. So
Yeah.
it's not bad. It's not.
Bagav, would you come in there, Gabriel Jesus? Because the
No.
other time podcast, I think it talked about Gabriel Jesus. I think it's something we need to talk about. See, it's not a crisis. It's not scoring goals. He scored goals in the first games of the season, including the preseason. It doesn't count here right now. I clearly understand that. But see, Bagav, he's raking up the numbers of his assists. What do you think?
Personally, I have no problem with Jesus. I think he played the perfect game. The problem I
today,
think with
right?
our,
The
I mean,
goal would have made it a perfect
yeah,
game, probably.
yeah,
But yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a striker, like I mean, all right, Gabriel Jesus, his personality and everything,
Yeah.
he plays for the team. He's
Yes,
unlocking players. He's unlocking players,
100%.
and that's his thing. The thing with okay, so our front two, I'm not talking about like the front four. With him and Odegaard, like that communication got to get better because
Odegaard got to show up, bro.
I am more critical of Odegaard because that's the best. That's the most
100%.
important position on our team.
Yeah.
With someone like Jesus. All right, contrast like the performance between Jesus and Ketia. It's night and day. It's night and day. Like I mean,
See, they shouldn't even be brought into the same sentence.
I don't
for
want
me.
to, but the thing is,
And you
realize
paid
how
him
valuable-
$100,000 a week and gave him the 14 shirt. What the?
You realize like how valuable like Jesus is.
Oh, what? Yeah,
When
I'm
you
not giving.
contrast
Yeah, it's very
Instead of
valuable to the
14,
team.
yeah.
He runs the channel. He works hard off the ball. See,
He's in the
and
right
see,
place.
I'm of that school that you have to press from the front,
The front.
and that's what Gabriel Jesus brings.
Defend
to us.
from the front as well.
Defend from the front too. He brings that to us. Backup, don't you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is why, like, I think for me right now, he's a better striker than the one at Liverpool. I don't want to get in that topic because
Into that
course he
topic,
is.
right? It's a gray area.
it's a
course
gray
he
area.
is.
But
Okay,
so,
Steve, I'll come to you right now about that Gabriel Jesus
Yeah.
stuff because I know you might be leaving quite soon.
Mm.
But see, I just want to big up a guy who's come to this show.
Certain Xhaka.
He's I don't know him, but really he supports me on Instagram and he
Yeah.
supports me on my shows. For some time, is a new kind of subscriber. Boxer Ishaku. God bless you, my brother. I see what you do for me on Instagram. I see what you do for me on YouTube with your comments and all that. God bless you, my brother, wherever you are. Boxer Ishaku says something here. He says Nelson is a good and skilled player. Arteta have loaned him out to get more game time. First team footballer, more experience. Believe me, if Arteta doesn't have Nelson in his plans, he won't be here. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I'll be coming for.
See,
He's been on loan the past few years.
Boxer Ishaku has just brought in a
Because Nelson's a
different
baller.
dynamic altogether. But see, Steve, I will allow you to talk about Gabriel Jesus
I think
just
he's
before we get into this.
Yeah, I think he's fantastic. I would be, and also another thing I think would benefit if you guys got Ivan Toney, you guys could try 4-4-2. And you could experiment, maybe Ivan Toney could get the best out of Nketiah. I don't know. Or obviously the first choice if you were going to go 4-4-2 would be Jesus and Ivan Toney, because Ivan Toney, that's where he's been successful at Brentford.
If we go 4-4-2, then it means we have to sacrifice one of our.
But Odegaard's already
midfielders.
missing. Odegaard's already. I don't think playing that great, to be honest. He's okay.
I know, but he scored a goal
actually.
today.
Thank you.
He scored a goal
I agree
today.
with
He's
you.
the
I'm not
captain.
convinced.
Bounced
with- I'm
back
not
today
convinced with Odegaard
from
either.
the
he
game
doesn't-
against
listen.
PSV. So
Listen, for our system, someone like Odegaard should be running games, controlling tempo, like doing stuff. Like
He's
he's
getting
in the right
involved,
places.
bro.
It's not enough
Like,
for me. It's not
It's
enough.
it's
PSV
not
game, it
enough.
was god
But
awful.
and my biggest issue with him is like it is definitely the toughest position.
He's overrated,
in that
man.
system.
Odegaard. I think
But-
he's overrated.
The thing
I'm
with
not. Yeah,
Odegaard,
I'm not Odegaard's biggest fan. I think he's a decent player, but yeah.
He's a decent player, but the thing is with him, like now the captaincy is going to make him undroppable, and I have a feeling someone
Bro, he
like
gets
in a way.
subbed off almost every game.
yeah, but that's
exactly.
exactly.
He gets subbed off
It's
every
worrying
game.
with
The
him.
captain of the
Odegaard, he's not.
captain, he's getting subbed off every game. Isn't that kind of strange?
It is. It calls to question, like
Like, why is he captain?
yeah, something like that. So, see, these are the alarm bells that we keep ringing over Odegaard if he keeps having inconsistencies in his game. Yeah, and as a captain, like what Bargav just said, it makes him undroppable in some cases, even if it's been subbed off.
Yeah.
there's that, there's just that
Bro,
thing.
here's my question. When are you guys getting back Emil Smith Rowe? What's good with him?
Yeah, I'm waiting on this one actually. I'm waiting on on Smith Rowe. I think he'll be back in
What happened?
February. He had a groin tear. So
Yeah,
A groin tear?
yeah, it seems like a groin tear. So it's
Yeah.
it's really painful.
Oh my fucking
It's a
god!
painful
With
one.
Smith Rowe, like
He had
I've
to
always
go under the
loved
knife.
Smith Rowe. I always loved Smith Rowe because he's very he has tenacity for the position and he always drifted in the
Yeah.
right spaces
Yeah.
because I'll tell you something. Like I know I don't like I hate mentioning
Fucking
this, but
groin tear.
I feel like Mesut Ozil like and him were really good friends, and the positioning of the game and everything, it was actually passed down to him. Like Ozil
In a
actually
way.
really, in a way. Like I mean, what he doesn't have the passing range, right? Like that's the biggest
Right.
criticism. Of, like,
But you can
VAR.
copy someone's movement,
Exactly.
or you
Yeah.
can learn it from Ozil. Yeah.
And so with him and Vieira, like I see like one of those two being better than him and running games, like controlling tempo, making passes and everything. So, but the problem is like the captaincy thing might actually hinder that in the future because
Well, the
Arteta-
captaincy, that's weird for me.
Arteta like really trusts him, and when you trust somebody, it's gonna be really hard to like drop him and be like make him a scapegoat.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Because
Me, I think if I were to give
captain or no
Arsenal,
captain, I want my captains to be droppable if they cannot play. But the problem there, when you start dropping your captain, is that you're susceptible or you open yourself up
right,
for some type of kind of like dressing room bust ups.
an extra level of criticism, perhaps,
An
as
extra
well.
level of criticism. So,
Yep.
and of course, and people also have also forgotten the impact of what the media does to your team when your captain is not playing. That's a big problem. When you have people like Top Sports who are there meant to,
The whole
destabilize your team.
Mings and Aston Villa with Gerrard.
Exactly. They'll destabilize your whole team with the whole off talk in the media. And when you don't have a captain that is playing consistently and is also consistent with his gameplay, it's a big problem.
Yeah.
And right now, Odegaard, he got to go today. I'm happy about that, but he needs to turn up. He needs to turn up. And to be very sincere with you, even if he's not given the whole... See, today, Thomas Partey ran the show for me today in the midfield. He was the one looping those long passes down to Granit Xhaka, creating spaces right from the midfield, dictating the pace
Making
of the game
powerful
today.
runs and
making
taking
powerful
guys
runs.
on. Yeah.
And that belter of a shot today.
Yeah?
We'll still come to that. See, now I want us to look into what Boxer Ishaku said here. Boxer Ishaku said Nelson is a good and skilled player. I want us to look critically into this. Arteta has I've loaned him out to get more game time, first team football, and more experience. Believe me. Now, this is the catchword. If Arteta doesn't have Nelson in his plans, he won't be here. Bagger, what do you understand by that? Because that's a different.
I gotta head out real quick.
Good,
real
please.
quick. By the way,
Yeah,
I'll be
please
back
just-
in 20.
Okay, good. But do you want? Okay, yeah, okay. Bagger, could you get us through that?
I'm talking about Reece Nelson. It's his first game. Like for me,
yeah.
this is really his first game back because I still think like all right, just because you come back into the squad doesn't mean you're gonna like hit the ground running in that first game. So this is what his third game. So I mean, and he showed up and he finished really well. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Jesus passed that, Jesus gave him Jesus made that ball, and he put it in the right spot. And even then, like he was, I don't know, like I feel like the 2 goals today were like deserved, definitely deserved.
Good, but
we have to wait.
do you see what Boxer Ishaku said here? He said something very important. If Arteta doesn't have Nelson in his plans, he won't be here.
Yeah, I mean that's
what do you have to say about that?
I mean, the way our club is, the manager has a lot of power. So if it's not his player, I mean, Joe Willock had this. We had this issue with Joe Willock a couple years ago, right? And Arteta like decided to like sell him, right? He had the option to like keep him in the squad, but like we decided to sell him, right? So so he had the option, but at the end of the day, if you don't rate a player, you don't rate a player. Like that's the manager.
Exactly.
If the manager, it's very important for the manager to have a working squad. It
True.
really is. It
True.
really is
bro.
because
That's true, bro.
you can't have media darlings. Uh,
Hmm.
if you do, for example, like say we had someone like Mbappe or like Ronaldo who like I don't think Arteta can manage them personally because like I think they're just the entourages and like the lifestyles are very different with players like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Yeah.
so when but as a fan base, we deserve a squad that's like gonna go out there and put a performance. That's what we've been
True.
screaming for. That's what
True.
we've been screaming for. Like it doesn't matter like win, lose, or draw. Like you want to look at it and be like everyone's working for something.
Tommy, see, I'll bring you in here because
Go
I
on,
really
bro.
like this. I really like this question from Boxer Ishaku because it opens up a different dynamic for us. Because if a player, see, we all know that Mikel Arteta is a very, very strict disciplinarian. If he doesn't want you in his team, he doesn't want you. Just look at his hit list: Aubameyang, Guendouzi, all these players here. He shipped all of them out of the club. If he doesn't like you, you won't be there. For some
Yeah.
reason, Nelson was sitting in that bench today, ready to play. McQueenus was also there, but immediately Saka got injured. Lo and behold, Nelson was the
Yeah.
next man in his head. And this
Yeah.
calls to question what Boxing Shaku here says. That's why it's always good for people to have a good understanding of football, to be able to understand the kind of questions they craft or what they say. Because, see, okay, see, Tommy san, what's your own idea about what Boxer Shaku said?
Yeah. You know what he said about shipping Guendouzi, yeah? When
Yeah,
he said about he shouldn't Guendouzi, for me, that was the wrong move. You know, he shouldn't. We know he's got an attitude, but Guendouzi should be in his team. He's better than Lukonga for me. Better than Lukonga, bro. Guendouzi shouldn't have shipped him out. That's the biggest mistake with this man. This is why sometimes this manager annoys me. We know he's got an attitude, but just put your arm around him. He didn't do that enough for me. That's why I was Arteta out for a long time, and obviously he's turned it around. But yeah, yeah, if you don't pull your socks up, yeah, Arteta's gonna like sell you or put you in the reserves.
but isn't it what we
Like
need
what?
in the
Like
team?
bro,
Isn't it
like
what
what?
we need? The players that don't want to give their best should leave the club. Like,
I get that,
should
but
we be carrying passengers all through
no.
Listen, there's a
in
dark.
that football
But
club?
Guendouzi shouldn't have been sold. Guendouzi should be here. He's a fantastic player. Yeah, he's he's got attitude problem. But put your arm around him. A good manager puts your arm around him. You put him on, you bench him. Like look what Tuchel did to Lukaku. Lukaku wasn't doing it. Tuchel didn't sell him. He put him on the bench, then he played him. Arteta should do that to Guendouzi. But he has no
The-
ego. He can't manage
No, no.
egos.
Bagav, do you share that
He's a
same
good
idea?
manager,
Because
bro.
I
Here's a
heard
quick
that
couple.
That's the thing I have
Guendouzi
with this
is a
manager,
very
bro.
disruptive guy. That's what I heard.
No,
He's
this
a
is
good
See,
player,
the
though.
hardest.
see. Even me, I have my own problems. I'm
I
not
love
saying that I'm a
Guendouzi.
saint or
Better than
whatever.
Congo and Patino right now.
Yeah, but I heard he's a very, very disruptive guy. That's what I heard. He's hot tempered. Mind you, he was red carded in some certain kind of games, with Arsenal, and he's hot headed. That's what I heard. Do you agree with Tommy sir that we should have sold Guendouzi? And what do you think?
No, this is a hard topic. This is always going to be a really hard topic because there's some people that are always going to love that have like a manager's personality that they view everything through like the manager and be like, I get it. And then there's other people that are like players, coaches that like work with what they have. Like
Yeah,
Tuchel's a very interesting guy because when he came to Chelsea, I feel like he worked with what he had and he found the best way to like make it happen.
yeah.
And for me, I wanted
Winning the
Tuchel over
Champions
like
League.
Arteta. Personally,
Same,
I wanted Tuchel over Arteta. Now,
same.
with Arteta, I feel like the reason I will here's my thing with Arteta. He
Yeah.
got given the hand of God
Hmm.
with the management. Like
Yeah,
when I say like he got gifted the hand of, and this is probably one of the biggest like gripes
Yeah.
that everybody has about him because all right, Mesut Ozil and Aubameyang didn't deserve that like treatment, right? Like I'll put it that way. Like I think they did a lot for the club, and honestly, like I do blame somebody for those situations. I just don't want to mention who it is because it's I don't want to go back to the dark ages, but uh, both of the if you have a player like Mesut Ozil who when I say like he's a team player, right? He's almost like a Neymar in a sense, like he's working for the team, trying to make the best goals happen.
Yeah.
And Mustafi came out and said like we failed Ozil like in a lot of ways, and we scapegoated him as a club.
Hmm.
When you look back on it, we scapegoated that guy as a club, like because uh and I don't want to get into the politics of this and etc. because there's a
Yeah.
lot of facets to that. But when I look back on it, like we failed, like in the past, I feel like we expected those players to be like Neymar, and it didn't. It, those players to be like Neymar and completely like like take the team to victory. And we only have one player like that, and we didn't with no supporting cast. When you
See,
think about it,
when we start talking about Mesut Ozil, see, it's a long note.
it's a
It's a
long
slippery slope.
conversation.
You know,
I don't want
but
to get
one
back
thing
to
I
it.
do know that Ozil became a passenger in that team. And see, this
But
is
he
one
wasn't a
thing
goal
people
scorer to be a passenger, though. Like,
again, this is
just
one
have
thing
one.
people should understand. You can only be at the top for a very short time.
Yeah.
There'll be time where your skills won't be needed again. There'll be time you would have to adapt to changing skills, changing needs. And this is where I felt that Ozil failed in. He didn't clearly adapt to the changing situation of Arsenal Football Club. See, gone are those days where and it's rightfully so. Gone are those days where midfielders will be passengers in a team. No, at this time in the Premiership, most of the mm, most title winning midfielders are up and running and playing a pressing game. They
Hey
aid in
Tony,
the
I'll be right
pressing
back. I've
game.
I
got to take
disagree
out
with
my
that. I
laundry.
disagree. I
Okay,
disagree.
okay.
I'll be right
I
back, man.
disagree, but I'll let you have you say it, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
see, I really do think that most midfielders in a title winning team should be helping the strikers to actually press. You should be pressing. You should be running. And even if you lose the ball in the course of maybe, of course, you definitely lose the ball at one time or the other. But what do you do when you lose the ball? You run up for the ball. You try and get the ball, and that is the kind of culture Pep Guardiola brought into Arsenal, into Manchester City. When you lose the ball, what do? Don't run 5 steps without getting back the ball. And that's what has been galvanizing Manchester City as a club. And Mesut Ozil couldn't adapt to that changing situation, and therefore he became a passenger in that team. He had to go. I'm sorry. And when you have an overinflated salary like that, and you're not putting up performances that should confuse the manager at one point or the other to be able to put you in the next game, it becomes a slippery slope. It was a fan favorite, but when you don't adapt to the team's changing needs, when one of the most highest, or at that point in time, the highest salary earner in Arsenal Football Club, you should be doing more. That's what I felt.
That's true,
But
man.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, no. Listen, it's a feeling. Like I mean, there were times like I feel like towards the end he disappeared in games. I totally get that, but at the same time, I don't think we truly built around him. We weren't committed like truly building around him. I think like I think it's like the situation during those times, right after like Wenger left and Unai Emery. We know the story about Unai Emery too. So I think it was just dark ages. Me personally, like if you got a piece like Ozil, like who, there's not many people in football that could create their own shots and
yeah.
have a name for it. Like there's a talent like there that like we didn't use right. My opinion on this, because you have to remember, like before he came to Arsenal, he has better stats than Andres Iniesta, and people will never talk about that part because of the Arsenal era. He had
Yeah.
way better stats than that. So I mean, listen, with the bombing, I feel like it's the same thing. We gave him the contract because he won us the FA Cup, but we didn't really build a team around him. We weren't building. We didn't have like the capability of like giving him those forward balls or playing in behind. I don't think Aubameyang disappearing was another thing, but now what it is and bombing him out of the squad and etc. Like I mean, it felt like a political move based on everything. Like I'll put it that way.
Based on
Like,
everything, right?
yeah, based on everything. Like looking back on it, like I still think like he represented Arsenal, but way better than most players, and it was
So,
disrespectful to do it.
Tommy, sir, what do you think about that?
Well,
That Mesut Ozil and debacle. Just
I
quickly,
love
because it's
Ozil.
not.
I love Ozil, yeah, but he was just lazy and inconsistent. So
Yeah,
lazy.
right.
He
Yeah,
didn't-
very
he
lazy.
But
didn't-
this
he
is
didn't
this
score-
is all
he
an
didn't score
opinion
enough.
based
He
on,
didn't score enough goals for me. That wasn't
Yeah.
enough. He was so
but
lazy and inconsistent, man.
His pressing game wasn't even something to be desirable.
okay, so
You
now we
know,
have a team, right? Now we have a team. I feel like Odegaard, even if Ozil was in that same situation as Odegaard, we're challenging automatically for a title. Like
Yeah.
it would have been way more, but it is what it is. I mean, we have this great team that we got to. We went through a
yeah.
lot of struggle getting to this team.
Yeah.
We pretty much let kids fail for 2 years,
Mm.
right? And we
Odegaard is
built up
just not up to it for me, man. He's just
we built up our biggest advantage, which is chemistry. I saw like, trust me, Chelsea versus Arsenal. When I saw them in Orlando, it was pretty clear. It was pretty clear, like who had the better chemistry.
Zubairi, the other time podcast, Anthony Herbert, Amy Baba. I've just posted the StreamYard link in case you guys want to have a call in. So, if you want to have a call in, Zubairi, Anthony Herbert, other time podcast, Boxer Ishaku, you can come in. You can see the link. I've posted it on the chart. Let's go to this next topic here. And it's a topic that was brought up by Anthony Herbert. Not here. I think it's here. Here. Now, listen. We need at least two players in January: a striker and a defensive midfielder. Ask Tony. Okay, see. Tommy said I'll come to you with this one because we even need more than two players. But do you think we lost against PSV. We came today, we bounced back right now. Should we be merry? Should we be happy? And should we forget that we need to strengthen? Is this team okay? And if it's not okay, like how many players do we need? The same question will go to Bagav. Tommy sir.
Nah, it's not okay. Nah, this team's not good. This team has mistakes in them. They've got a mistake in them. This team. We need another striker, a defensive midfielder. I think we need another right back, and I think we need another centre back as well. So yeah,
So how many players are you talking of right now?
we need a striker, defensive midfielder, right back, centre back, say, and winger as well. Wingers, so we need 5 players.
Only 5 players. Okay. Bagav, what do you think we need? And again, because the next question goes side by side. Arsenal were given £50 million. We will talk about this separately. So do you still think we need players right now? Bagav,
Absolutely.
what happened?
Absolutely. And if Steve comes back and he'll acknowledge the same thing with Newcastle, they're in a good position. They're in a great position to solidify it. They need to invest. We need to invest too. Yeah, like we need players. We definitely need another backup midfielder, but he has to fit the right top. He can't like we're committed to Xhaka and like Partey now in the midfield. So he can't be too out. He can't be. We have to get somebody that can give him competition, but also be a complementary piece based on the time.
Yeah.
And so like it has to be somebody that's young. With that said, like it has to be someone young and with a great future potential. I would love to get Wilfried Zaha because he's in the final year of his contract.
I need Zaha. I need Zaha. It's true. I need him. Tommy saying, don't you need Zaha?
Yeah, we need Zaha, man.
We need Zaha. We need him.
The right choice. For me, he was the right choice. This is one of the other things with Emery. I think Zaha. For me, I was crying out for Zaha. I think the Zaha like Ozil connection at that time would have been something else.
Like with Emery wanted Zaha, they gave him Pepe.
Yeah,
that's what I felt.
They gave him Pepe. And at that time, I did not want Pepe. I wanted Zaha because
I wanted Zaha because I knew his qualities. He could run. He could run over defenses. He runs the channel. He's not that good in his pressing game, but he creates his mark when he's attacking.
He presses. He's not totally lazy, but it depends on the team. But like he has to save a lot more energy up.
Because of the pace at which he plays with.
I remember when
Zaha is interchangeable. Don't forget, he can play striker, left wing. People talk about like Trossard. I'm telling you, like Zaha at that same price, way better. Somebody
I'll go for Xhaka.
If this has
Zaha, sorry.
But next year,
quality though.
but if you're talking about next year, like, and if this is January, I'm going after Zaha. But I'll put it this way: I live in the States, so
Yeah.
they owe it to us, man. They owe it to us. If we're in a title run, they owe it to us as a fan base, the Cronkies, to actually go after a title, especially if this is our best chance. So I hope they. Obviously, I'm not from Los Angeles. That's a different part of America. Like it's it's a lot. It's a vast place, but
Yeah.
I would love to see investment. I think they'll get us. I think something will happen in the next 3 years. A title. I hope
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
this year. I hope
It has to come. The
it has
title
to
has
come.
to come. I need the title this year. Like, sorry, next year when, of course, when the Premiership would end. I need us to get that title this season. We need it. It's
Yeah,
very important. I keep saying this on all my streams. I need that title this season. Talking about title challenges. See, Tommy-san, the board has already earmarked 50. See, the first news that came up was Arsenal have 50 million pounds in their coffers and have agreed to give that to our manager Mikel Arteta. And then the second news filtering from the Emirates Stadium is now saying it has been increased to 70 million pounds. After the uproar that came after the aftermath of releasing that 50 million pounds lick to the media. See, do you think this is enough? Are we ready to win the title with just 50 million pounds in January?
I think it's enough to get more players, and I think we are. I think it's enough to buy more players. I think the money should be
Is
enough.
that enough? Are you serious? See, that's why I asked you what kind of players do we need, and you mentioned 5 players.
Yeah, I don't think. No,
And do
wait,
you
wait.
think 50 million pounds will be
No, no,
okay
no.
for us
It's
to?
not. It's not enough. We need more money for that. I don't think it's enough money. We need more. And yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I think we're ready to win the league. We have to win the league. Like if we have to win the league, and obviously next season, yeah, I want to win the Champions League. That's a dream for me. Is to win the
That's
Champions League as
perfect.
well.
You just said it. You just said it. Like I need to see a Champions League run. It can't be like
I want to win the Champions League. I want to win it.
I want to win it. I actually want to win that one because
Yeah.
that will solidify us as the best club in London. It will solidify us as the best club in London.
As for me, I really want to win the league this season.
Yeah,
Oh
me
no,
as well.
no, absolutely, like the league. Because I think that everyone's starving, man. If you're in the Arsenal fan base, we went through hell.
Yeah, we've gone through
I mean,
hell. We need that league title this season.
Yeah,
Like at all costs, we should be winning this league
yeah.
this
Would you
season.
want the Champions
There
League
is
as
no
well, Tony?
excuse.
we can't
If we
get.
come,
The-
if we do win the league and then get into the Champions League, would you want to win the Champions League as well, Tony? The Champions League because we haven't won it.
Listen, I want to win everything. I don't know what.
I want to win
Yeah,
everything.
sorry. Like
It's 2006. We should
Sorry,
have won the
I want to
Champions
win
League.
everything.
We should have
I
won it in
want to win
2006.
everything.
I want to win everything. I mean,
Blame
I'm
it didn't get
serious.
sent off.
If
I
you're
want to win everything.
if you're a competitive person and we spend so much energy on this, right? Like week in
Yeah.
week out, like every single week, you might spend at least 30 hours on your day on our thinking about the club. It brings a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and you want to see the club do well. Meet a lot of great people because of it too. So, but at the same time, the biggest thing is like I want to win freaking everything.
I want to win everything.
If you're a competitive person, like, are you settling for like trophies that don't mean anything?
Okay, Bagav, are you just happy with 50 million pounds? Do you think it's enough? Because we just established that fact that we need a centre back because there's a mistake. Somehow there seems to be a mistake in every game with Gabriel Magalhaes.
See,
Today he passed the ball in the 18-yard box today. Okay, let's even forget about it. It was seen limping off of Eindhoven Stadium. I suspect he's carrying an injury. That's what I suspect. I'm just happy that these teams that have been playing us, haven't really come into our defense and kind of like bamboozle us down there because there will be a problem down there. We've just established that fact that we need a centre back. We need a wide forward. We need a central midfielder to come and replace Thomas Partey. We do need a center forward right now. We need Zaha, wide forward. All these players, we need money to finance this. This player grab. In the transfer market, and 50 million won't be enough for us to do that. See, I want to welcome a guy who has been here with us before. He's also a subscriber to this channel, and is a lovely guy. But see, I don't want you guys to give him a hostile reception because it's from Liverpool Football Club, and he's also a great guy and my friend too. Zuberi, you're welcome to the show.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Can you hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly, man.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
welcome
not
to
gonna
the
be
show.
here long. I hear you guys talking on a recent point. I'm just gonna comment on it. If you guys have
Yeah.
50 to 70 mil going into January, that's more than enough. It's a January window. That's not the window to break the bank. That's the window to give you a little oomph to keep going. And the position your guys are in, if you get a player whose contract is ending in the summer for the cheap, like anywhere between 15 to 25, you need two of those players. You're good. You're set. Whatever position you want to bolster, I'm telling you, you guys get a decent defender, and I wouldn't even say midfielder, maybe midfielder or attack. You don't need both. You don't need a player in all three of those positions: midfield, defense, and attack. You just need two of the three. You get two of the three in the January window. You guys are in a position of strength to keep going, and that's just my comment on that. So I think that's more than enough. 50 million January is decent, man, because you can always get these players with their contract ending for the cheap. So that's a good thing for you guys.
So Bagav, do you agree with him?
Yeah, first thing I want to acknowledge his comment, like on Anthony Herbert, on the Miss Melina interview. Big up. She's been on this channel before, right? Like
Who?
Miss Melina.
Oh, Miss Melina, yeah,
So
lovely
she did.
lady.
So yeah, she went to she went all the way from Canada to England
To England, yeah.
to watch Granit Xhaka's. She's a big Granit Xhaka fan, so
A fan,
she
yeah.
went there. So I hope it was a good interview. I know doing it, like I've done an AFTV interview before, like it.
Yeah.
So it can be kind of an honor.
Yeah.
Biggest thing I want to say, Tony, what's your question? Biggest question?
We're talking about what Zuberi said. He said that 50
Okay,
million
yeah,
is enough for Arsenal
yeah,
going into the Premiership next year.
and he's a Liverpool fan, right?
He's a Liverpool fan. Well, of course, we'll come to that Liverpool game against Leeds. So yeah.
He knows this. He knows this. When a title charge happens, like you have to like kind of like when a title charge happens, like it can be kind of interesting. He's absolutely right. Like I mean, I feel like the January window is for that oomph. Like I mean, next year, like if you were to talk to me about transfers next year, I would love to be in that Jude Bellingham sweepstakes, based on where as a club. Is it going to happen? It just really depends. I mean, I know like for a fact, like when I was in Orlando and I talked to a couple of people here, and they met like the hierarchy. That was one of the names discussed. I don't want to like put that out there. I don't want to put that out there like completely, but like it was one of the names like discussed. And the problem with that is like those guys are when you have like big players for the future.
Yeah,
they have a lot of attractive options. Hopefully, like we can be an attractive enough club. At that point, if we get Champions League, I think like someone like Jude Bellingham would fit in with the core at Arsenal. But if not, like I would love like Kvaratskhelia. But as far as January, if we're in the title race, I want something. I want that nitrous speed. You know, like if you're like racing or anything, like you play racing games, you play racing games. You want some nitrous oxide. So
okay, talking about we have to go to that Liverpool game and also talk about Manchester United and Chelsea. What happened to them and what happened to Liverpool yesterday, put to the sword by Leeds United. Tommy Singh, are you there with us? Hello, Tommy Singh.
Yeah, I am.
You're there. Now, Arsenal were linked to a Liverpool midfielder. Mind you, we need a central midfielder to come and help us with Thomas Partey, at least from the January transfer window. Now, there's word that Arsenal is actually monitoring the situation of Naby Keita, who plays his football for Liverpool right now.
Yeah, Naby.
Do you think in any way, Do you think we should be going in for a player like Naby Keita? Do you like him?
All right, Naby Keita. He hasn't really because obviously Liverpool haven't been they've been shit all all season for me. The rest of the games they've been shit, but I think he's a good player. Like I think, yeah, I'll take him, bro. Like I'll take Naby Keita. He's still a good player. Still a player in him. I don't think he's that, but the whole squad are just playing shit, bro. Playing so shit, but I'll take Naby Keita, bro. Like I'll take him, man.
You'll take Naby, right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Boxer Ishaku, are you there with us, brother? Boxer Ishaku. Okay, Boxer, I cannot hear you, man. I'm sorry. Okay, see, we need to go to that Liverpool Liverpool Leeds game, and who else is here to take us through that journey than Zuberi, our Liverpool guy here. And mind you, Bagaf, Thomason, you guys will have to, talk about this game too. What you guys think about Liverpool, what position they will end up in after Zuberi gives us a critical appraisal of what happened yesterday. Zuberi, can you tell us what happened to Liverpool yesterday? Because when I remembered when Arsenal played Leeds, everyone were laughing at us when we escaped with a one goal win at Leeds. And right now, this Leeds team have shown that they can destroy any team that they like, that they want to destroy. They destroyed Chelsea, completely mopped the floor with Chelsea, 3-0 win. Arsenal went down there to Ellen Road. We managed to scrape through with a one goal, with a 1-0 win. Everyone were laughing at us that, they nearly ran us ragged and everything like that. And then your team at Anfield, where you guys haven't lost in how many seasons, God knows when. And I don't know, they put you guys to the sword at Anfield. Zuberi, talk with us.
Um,
We're here.
I see what you're doing there. Can't really sidestep the result, but in your little monologue there, man, you made it seem like Leeds was just playing teams off the park and Leeds was doing the madness. Let's just call it what it is. If we're not on our game, obviously it's gonna be a testament to the other team. But in the moments, man, it's moments. I came on. I think we lost again, Forrest, and I came on here, I believe, and I was letting you know, like, yo, it's bad. It's really bad because when you're talking about moments, Virgil van Dijk is looking to see where the striker is, expecting Allison to get the ball. And by the time he looked at the striker, he noticed the striker is reacting. By the time he turned around, already too late. The striker's ahead of him. You
Yeah,
know, but a lot of people will come for Gomez misplacing that pass. But if Virgil eyes was on the ball, he would have been able to clear that. So it's
hmm,
these little things that's just causing us to come up short. We're talking about Trent doing what Trent does best, putting a nice
yeah,
over the top ball to Nunes. Everyone could see the lob was on. He didn't even try to put any flair in it. He tried to do like a dead right, sweep to the right, cutback, and missed that opportunity. It's a lot of missed
yeah.
opportunity. Yeah, we could have walked out that game. It could have been like a 4-4 draw. It could even be a 4-3 win for us, or even a 4-3 win for Leeds. But let's be honest, man. Leeds wasn't even finishing off their dinner. We wasn't finishing off our dinner. So in a game of
True.
football, yeah, in a game of football, that's what you have. The ball is round, man. It can roll in any goal at any time. Unfortunately for us, bro, we're at 4 draw, 4 wins, 4 loss. These are like sackable offense. Yeah, no, it's mad, bro. We're 5 points off top, bottom three.
Wow. See, Bagav, are you there with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Bagav, uh, is Liverpool in crisis, and should Liverpool sack the manager right now? Because Zuberi has just, unearthed some very very critical issues with Liverpool right now. And see, I've been on shows with Zuberi. He's a straight one. He's that kind of guy that calls everything directly. He's been saying this to the Liverpool fan base that, see guys, see, there are problems with this team, but no one wanted to listen to him at the time. He was actually mentioning it. If Liverpool is in a crisis, I, I want him to say it. He hasn't specifically told me that Liverpool is in a crisis. Yeah, they're in the toilet right now. But is it enough to be in a crisis to sack your manager who has brought you tremendous growth, tremendous fame all around the world. I remembered when FSB bought up Liverpool, they were just what, about 3 million pounds. Right now, it's worth nearly almost a billion. Let's not even go into merchandise sales and all that. But see, yeah, Bagav, is Liverpool in crisis? And do you think they should be sacking their manager after that shocking loss against Leeds at Anfield, of all places?
Yeah, so this is a really good topic, by the way, and I'm gonna do my best to address this like succinctly as possible.
Yeah.
First of all, Leeds, mad respect to that team. We saw what happened with when we played Leeds. They jumped Chelsea earlier this year. They've The problem with them is like I feel like that is like a Palace team in disguise in some ways because this year like that is normally Palace do this where they take it to big teams and then struggle against like lower end teams. I think Leeds has always been that team. Like I feel like and because of the American core, I do follow them like every once in a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
I will say like I think Leeds is very underrated. I think that's one of those teams like people disrespect. They're not an India team, and they absolutely showed it against Liverpool. That goal by Summer that goal at the very end.
Yeah.
That is the suavest goal you'll ever see because I mean it was very intentional. Like when you look at it, when you look at that goal again, like it is one of the most like toe poke. Like I mean I can talk about that goal. Like I've seen it like a couple times, and it's very intentional. Now with Liverpool being in crisis, no, because I think you guys have the.
Wow. They're not in crisis.
It's not a crisis. I like.
Are you serious?
They can make a run. And they have that World Cup break to figure that out.
Oh, then you're going to be in problems with Zuberi then, because Zuberi doesn't think so.
Yeah. I think it's really disrespectful to like get like with that stature, with like Klopp's stature, to be like to be out in the first year. When we had this crisis, it was 2-3 years running with Wenger. Like I think it's very disrespectful because I mean Klopp's not an idiot. Like it's very early, and I think like the midfield, obviously they have some issues that they have to figure out, but they can go on runs. They can go on runs.
Tommy-san, before we go back to Zuberi, Tommy-san, are you there?
Yeah, man.
See, Liverpool were the only team. This is the reality of it. Liverpool were the only team to take it up to Manchester City this season in terms of being very, very strong competitors to them for the league title last season, previous seasons. They are the only ones who could actually go toe to toe with Manchester City and grapple for 90 points. That's a fit that many other Premiership teams cannot actually do till date. Even Arsenal's invincible season or invincible winners didn't go through that season getting 90 points. It wasn't just that possible. Liverpool. I'm not going down. That was just a reference point. But see, that's just to tell you the level at which Liverpool were playing last season, 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
You know, they're up there. Now, for that team, right now, listen, for that team to be having relegation form, seriously, they are not having relegation form.
Liverpool.
It's official.
They ninth in the league.
Exactly. With that loss yesterday, it's relegation form. Liverpool.
Leeds deserved it. Got to give credit to Leeds. They deserved it, man.
Well, we'll talk about that. But right now, before I go back to Zuberi, I want you to just give me what you think. Do you think that Liverpool should sack their manager? Do you also think that Liverpool is a club in crisis right now? And what do you think they should be doing?
You know what? Yeah, Klopp's stubbornness is the reason why they're in this position. He failed to replace Gini Wijnaldum. I've told Liverpool fans when Gini goes, you're gonna get overrun and you're gonna struggle. It's proven. His stubbornness. He said, "Oh, I didn't need a midfielder." Yes, you fucking do, you prick, man. You do, bro. He's a Klopp. I can't stand him so much. He's a world-class manager, but sometimes he's a bit of a prick, bro. Klopp. He failed to get a midfielder, bro. He failed to get Jude Bellingham. That's on him. Yeah, I get that FSG and all that FSG and all that, but he failed to get a midfielder. That's why Liverpool are ninth. Liverpool Football Club shouldn't be ninth. They should be
at all.
They should
Because
be in
they're
a title
Liverpool Football
race,
Club.
not ninth. But yeah, this is on them. And
Thomas and
Trent
Thomas
is so. Go on.
they're not getting Jude Bellingham like this year. Like I mean, Jude Bellingham is staying.
I'm saying they're not. They should be getting him, bro. That midfield is weak and trash.
It's
Henderson is not that good. He's never been good since he was at Sunderland. Henderson ain't that good. I wouldn't take Henderson
See,
over.
there
over
is no
Xhaka,
one
bro.
creating spaces again
Milner
for
is
Salah
Arsenal's
to
best.
make those runs in deep and score goals this season. And that's shocking for a club in the mode of Liverpool. See, to be very fair to them, they've had injuries and whatnot
I get that
this
they have had
season.
injuries,
Let's
of
be
course.
very fair to them. But
Sure.
see, they are Liverpool Football Club. They should be having lots of varieties in that midfield. Klopp was asked about a midfielder. I think a couple of.
They bought
Yeah, I
Artemelo in.
think.
That was kind of a problem for them.
Oh my God, Otto! Are you serious? That guy hasn't even kicked the ball for
He's
Liverpool.
not trash though. He's not trash, but like
See, it's not about that, but it's
But
that
Jones is quality,
he hasn't
though.
kicked the ball for Liverpool,
But he
and he
got
was
injured.
brought to help Liverpool. That's
but
what
he
I'm
got
saying.
injured. Yes.
Yeah,
So
Arsenal.
their recruitment is shit. They're playing football in a shitty way. The manager, no, it's a serious thing here we're talking
Yeah,
about.
let me Tony, let me
The-
step in right here, man, because you
I
guys are
think
just
time has
shooting
come
off
to an end.
records.
Yeah, let's hear from the Liverpool guy himself.
So the first thing I want to address is the gentleman before this guy that was saying that we're not in a crisis.
Bagav.
Baga, with all due respect, let me enlighten you on my club. We took Arsenal dead medical guy, and then we sacked him in 2020, and we didn't get a replacement. So we're in need of a medical head guy. About 3 years now. The guy we brought in was the youth academy guy. Was trying to give him a shot to promote from within. It's not a bad business model, but he wasn't even ready. So we micked him off 6 months ago. We don't have a head of medical staff. So that is why we've been having these injury crises of late. And it's been going on 3 years now. So that's one issue that's holding us back. As far as it comes to recruitment isn't an issue. It's about getting the players in. When I say get the players in, players are being offered, but for one reason or the other, they're not the plan A player. And then when the plan A player, when the plan A player, when the plan A player doesn't come in, like a Chouameni was our biggest target. It wasn't even but we didn't have an alternative from Chouameni. So when Chouameni went Real Madrid, instead of taking the alternative, which was Nunes, we kind of just sit in our laurels. And then by the time we actually, well, not we, I already knew this, but by the time Klopp actually figured out we need a midfielder, he already went to another club. So then he's coming out making statements like, the midfielder we wanted went to another club. Bro, are we playing FIFA? The window opens July 1st. If you can't get your plan A, go for plan B and C and whatever you need to do. But don't leave it till in the end when a midfielder start getting injured. That's the same thing he did when we had that defensive crisis. If Matip didn't get injured, we wouldn't have pushed to get anyone in. And when I say anyone, I'm talking about your Ben Davis and your Kabak. That is the only reason Arthur Melo's at our club. That was a last-minute effort. It was literally the only person we could have gotten in before the window closed. That was literally the only deal we could have gotten. And this guy haven't played football in like 6 months before we got him.
Is he a panic signing for you?
It's not a panic. He's a loan, bro. It's not even like a signing. He's a loan.
Panic loan.
He's a panic loan. Bro, he's just a body at this point. We just need a body in there to get us over the line.
Let me ask you this, yeah?
Can I say something about this?
Are you clopping or clop out?
On my clop, bro, it's not about like clopping or clop out. I'm firm on if you're messing up, I just need you to acknowledge your weakness and work on that. We're all human beings, but we all have flaws.
Yeah, I feel like
because I get what you're
saying.
saying. You're trying to like put it on his head, and people are trying to put it on like FSG head, but to put it on the owner's head
as well.
No. But if you're blaming the owners, you're assuming you know how they move the money around.
Yeah,
bro, money isn't sitting around. So even if they tell you, Mikel Arteta, you have 70 mil at your disposal, that 70 mil isn't sitting at Arsenal in a vault, because money need to make money. So they'll put that in like a life insurance policy to gain interest. Like we can't talk money and talk like money's in our pocket. It doesn't work like that. So if FSG said to club, you have 150 mil, we can get access to. It may take like 5-6 days for that money to come in
But
because you
again,
have to liquefy.
the fans don't want to hear about how people move money. They don't want to hear about how
No, but
FSG moves
bro,
this money.
I'm not trying
They
to
want to hear
disrespect
that
anyone.
FSG is putting up the funds for club to go get midfielders for the club. That's what they want to hear. They don't
No,
want
but
to
bro,
talk about
let's
FSG
be real.
moving up
We're
the
all
money.
fans.
No, they want to hear that you're bringing midfielders and you're putting up the cash to help club.
And that you
No,
need
no,
to
no, bro.
replace
No, no.
certain midfielders
Let me clarify
from the
something for you
decline.
because Tony, I see you need some clarification on how these processes work. So you see when Jurgen Klopp comes out and says it's either down to the money or whatever, bro. You know what he's
Yeah,
not.
he said it.
You know what no manager is ever gonna tell the fans. They're not gonna tell the fans. Luis Diaz, he agreed personal terms with Tottenham. He agreed personal terms with Tottenham, but our personal terms were a lot better than Tottenham. You think Tottenham is gonna come out and says Liverpool package is better than ours? No player will ever go to Tottenham again. So it's not just about transfer fee; it's also about personal terms. Many transfer fee was agreed, bro. Personal terms was agreed. It was his decision. Are you coming to Liverpool for that package, or are you going to Real Madrid? And he was like, you know what, Real Madrid package is better. What do you think Klopp's excuse is going to be? He's not going to be like, oh, we can't put the right package together for players because he wants us to still look attractive. He's going to be like, oh, the money was a little shaky. Bro, it wasn't the money. How are you gonna complain about FSG not having money and they can put $900 million deals together for acquisition of the Penguins, $1 billion deals for the acquisition of AC Milan? Money ain't the issue. It's about personal terms. And every time a player chooses another club over Liverpool, that says one thing to me: personal terms were not good enough or wasn't suitable to the players' liking. And
No,
no
because
manager is gonna come out and say that. So the manager is going to make it look like it's a transfer issue. And bro, players have the right to choose where they want to go.
okay, Zuberi, see, who should we be blaming right now? Because see, there's a goddamn crisis in Liverpool Football Club. You're such a big club that you guys are the only club that were giving Manchester City a run for their money for the past season. And
Right.
right now, there's a big drop with your club, whether we like it or not. We are all
Yeah, because
fans, and we know this. There is a problem with Liverpool because there's evidence with that. Because you guys are ninth in the table right now. I
yeah,
don't
the
know where you
problem
guys
comes
are right
down
now. By
to
next week, it might turn into a different, league position. You guys are officially in a crisis with relegation form right now. Zuberi, who is to blame if there's an inquest into what Liverpool is going through right now? Who would you put the blame on? I want to hear it.
the blame would be the person that's not at the club. And what I mean by not at the club, people say we're a big team. We're not a big team. We don't even have a director of football. That guy has one job: to manage the direction of the football club. There's no one in our club doing that. That's not a role or a position at Liverpool. So there's a big disconnect between recruitment, the manager Klopp, and his coaching staff. What you're seeing on the field is a reflection of the backroom staff. When I say backroom staff, it doesn't even reach the owners. So the only blame I'll put on the owner is he needs to pull these men up in the backroom staff to either take more responsibility or more accountability of what's happening and fill the goddamn seat of a director of football. We don't have that. I don't know if that's what Michael Edwards wanted to be, but clearly there was tension between him and Klopp. This guy used to get offers for players that's not even on the transfer list. Like we weren't even looking to get rid of players, but he would still do his job and get the offers in. But like, yo, I got an offer for Naby. I got this offer for Ox. Yo, this team said they'll pay 15 for Ox. We saying we're letting them go? And Klopp was like, nah, we'll give them a chance. Divock Origi will get like 20 mil. But who's getting 20 mil, 25 mil for Origi? Origi ain't even kicked 10 games. And what Klopp say, yo, I'm not gonna force these men out. So it seems like all the blame is just gonna be focusing and funneling on Klopp because he's not even good with in-game management. So he's really not helping himself. And the fact of him winning one trophy, every trophy once, bro, let's be fair. He's been here for 7 years. He's never won a trophy twice. He's a serial loser, So
One Premier League
he has
in
credit in
32
the
years,
bank,
that's not
but
good
that
enough.
credit is running low, bro. Exactly, bro. That credit is running low, bro. He's in the negatives right now.
Should have had 4 Premier Leagues,
Okay. Chelsea Dan, you're welcome to the show. See, Zuberi was just, telling us about the problems plaguing Liverpool. Chelsea Dan, are you there?
I'm here. My
Good,
camera just
good,
my camera's not
good.
working.
What can you tell us about the problems plaguing Liverpool? Where would you pitch the blame on? Would you pitch it on
They're just shit.
FSG,
They're
or
just
would you
shit.
blame it on Klopp?
They're shit. They're literally shit.
Helpful. That's helpful.
Helpful.
How about here?
I'm not going to stick up for Liverpool. Yeah, when they played Leeds United, man, they got destroyed. They're just their team system.
Yo, just answer the question.
got-
Answer the question, then you can go on your monologue, bro.
You guys are moaning about you ain't got the midfielders. Trent's better than
Because they
Cruz.
don't. Because all their midfielders are injured. They're not good enough.
Okay, right. Well, we can say about that Chelsea Football Club when we play against Brighton, Steve. Right?
What?
Well, we ain't got midfielders where you get.
Yeah, and you should have recruited better.
Well, see. Guys, wait. This question is for Chelsea, Dan. Please.
Yeah, but he's not
Let
answering the question. Just answer the question.
I
and do your
know. Please,
monologue, bro.
I know. Please let him land. Let him land. So, Chelsea, Dan, please, without any curses or any, directed sarcasm here. Please. So please, where would you pitch the blame for Liverpool?
It's Klopp's system, innit? Jordan Klopp. He's the one. He's the performing. He's not doing a good job. He's the one. He's sticking up for his borders, and then saying about the border. It's not the borders' fault. What's going on? If you can't buy the players and you don't get the players, what can you do for Liverpool? Because Liverpool's making an excuse for themselves. Oh, we ain't got the players here. We ain't spending much money or such and such. Give over, man. The Klopp's the one's not going to look at the transfer to get the midfielders in. If he was really wanted these players at Liverpool, they would have bought the players at Liverpool. Like a situation with Chelsea Football Club. And Steve, you can say about us, about we ain't got midfielders in. We tried to get a midfielder in January, and we got Saka. But the guy doesn't get a chance to play at Chelsea for some reason, and they ain't giving a shot. But the thing is, right, we had a bad spell against Brighton yesterday, as everyone knows, But when Chelsea comes back to a performance, and like I said, this 4 minutes, it's weird, 12 games in? And we ain't making an excuse for us, but at the end of the season, you see where we land, where we finish in the season. We're always finish top four.
So you're pitching the fault in the hands of Klopp, right? And it's
it's Klopp's fault. Yeah, it's Klopp's fault. You can't make it excuse for Liverpool.
Then what about their missing midfielders, replacements?
Well, they've got Thiago, they've got Fabinho, still quality player.
Thiago.
No matter what, if he's injury prone, when he gets to the pitch, he's still world class for him.
No, he is.
You got Elliot, who's playing good performance. They scored against Ajax. They beat Ajax in the Champions League and qualified.
So you mean that right now they don't need to have that excuse about injuries? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. They don't need injuries for the excuse. I'm sure it's Sabari. The other day, you might love your club so much, mate, Fucking come on, man. Don't make it excuse. This is what I hear about Johnny, Liverpool John, and I hear about Wads, I hear about all the Liverpool fan bases. And excuse because you ain't got the players in and this and
all right, let me ask you one question. If you're saying it's not injuries, let me ask you just one question. One question. And then you can rant on the topic if you want. Is it okay for a Big Six team to not have a medical director or a guy in charge of the medical team? Because we've been doing that for 3 years, bro. I don't know if you knew that or not. And
That's
I'm gonna let you go. The guy we brought in 2 years ago, he was from the youth academy. That wasn't his level. And we had him there for 2 years, and then we just sacked him like 6 months ago. Right now, we're still looking for someone. And here's why it's key. And I'm gonna let you go now, but here's why it's key. We're looking for a medical guy that can help us sustain the Gangnam press.
Okay. How many physicals have you got at your club, and how many have Chelsea got? That's what I'm saying about. That's what you're saying about like Chelsea. Yeah, we've got six physical trainees. No injuries, and no strategies for our club. Yeah, Well, we've got Kante out, we've got Fafana out, we've got Reece James out, we've got who else is that? We've got Koulibaly out. And we ain't got any fitness or medical bases at our football club because since when we got reduction from last year from Roma Abramovich, the whole system left Chelsea Football Club stranded with no one up there, and you're relying on one person from Liverpool, yeah, and that's like, it's bollocks, mate. It's loads of full of bollocks. I'm afraid that's the excuse for Liverpool. You've got so many. You've got so many. You've got so many.
Chelsea then.
Yeah, so
Chelsea
many.
then.
Yeah, they
Chelsea
have
then,
so
I
many
got what you're
borders.
saying.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
It's so, they've got so many people there who could help the players with the injury problems and all that lot. They've got more than Chelsea have, and you're relying on one kid, yeah, one guy, yeah. It's bollocks. It's totally bollocks.
Okay. I get that. Steve, I'll come to you before we go into Chelsea Football Club and what happened to them because they were put to the sword by Brighton Football Club. The master of the
Sorry, my
yard.
French, boys. Sorry, my French, but I'm just fed up with people making excuses for their clubs, man. And I just
I'll explain to you why this isn't it. You know what's going on at Liverpool, bro?
Zuberi wasn't making an excuse. He was
Yeah.
just
Steve, before you go, I'm gonna jump out. Yo, Chelsea. Then, if the medical thing or the injury thing is a jarring conversation for you, I get that because we all have these things that we're tired of hearing. But I never said injuries is our issue, bro. I don't think anyone said
the issue is the unambitious owners.
Yeah, bro. So that's what I'm saying, bro. We've been lacking in the backroom staff, and if you're telling me you're lacking in the backroom staff, maybe that's why Brighton can come and touch you guys up. So it's all I'm saying is, bro, we all have our little issues. I'm not making excuse for your team or my team.
We haven't got our club
for 3 years.
But we haven't got it our club. We haven't got them kind of things what you've got at your club.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have a football director?
No, we don't have a football director.
How long have you not had a football director?
For the last 1 year.
For the last 1 year, bro, we've never had one.
Never. Michael Edge was not your football director,
he wasn't a football director.
Michael Edge was not your football director, no?
No, he was head of recruiting.
Okay, well, what's he doing at the club getting the players?
Okay. Steve.
Okay.
All love, guys, but I'm gonna jump out.
Thanks for giving us an insight.
Sorry, before I go, Tony, you haven't answered my question, bro. I need you to lie to me again. Do you think we can still put 16 games winning streak together? Because I'm telling you right now, you lied to me. I need you to lie to me again. Come on, Tony, do it one last time.
Bruv. See, man, I
Come
don't
on,
think
Tony.
so. I don't think so, man.
You lied to me last week. You said that was a thing.
I give up. I give up.
Oh, Zuberi, it's all off, man.
I was very careful. See, last week, Zuberi, please, before you go, just listen to me. Liverpool, see, to be very sincere, Liverpool have been the only team. Zuberi, this is where I'm coming from. And I want you to understand me when I say that Liverpool could be able to put up a 16-game unbeaten run and come back. Because it's proven that they've done this thing before. They've done it before. I've seen them do it. I'm an ardent watcher of Liverpool. I've seen them put those type of performances and go on a serious run of 10 games unbeaten. See, they're one of the only teams to go toe-to-toe with this Manchester City team that you literally have to win every game because they will be on your neck throughout the whole season.
They had saved the money last year, Tony. And now they ain't got to save the money. Yeah, they're losing save the money at their club.
But they brought in Nunes. But they brought in Nunes, who's a decent player.
Yeah, but come on,
he might not be an Erling Haaland, but he's a decent player. See, they also had Diaz. Of course, he got an injury. He's off. But right now, if Leeds can come into Anfield at a place at your stomping yard and beat you guys up yesterday, it sent shockwaves not only to the footballing community, the Premiership, but to rivals. People would now see you guys as people they could actually come to your yard. and dog you guys up down there.
Yeah,
but
And
Leeds
with
is good
that,
side.
for that
Leeds is
reason,
good side.
I don't see Liverpool putting up a 16-game run again. Zuberi,
No
accept my
chance.
apologies
No
for that.
chance.
Yeah, nah, it's all love, man. But yo, you see, next time I tell you something, Tony, just listen to me, man. I told you, he's dead.
I'll
Two
do a
He's
better
big
job of
right.
alive to
listening.
me, man.
Two big right. He knew that his club ain't going to get a 60 unbeaten run because they're missing say the money. They're missing say the
all
money.
right. Let me give you guys the lowdown on what's going on at Liverpool. So, you have unambitious owners. That's the first part that we need to address. Unambitious and incompetent. Because number one,
But wait, how
look
can you
at
say
the- look-
unambitious? They just brought in Nunes.
But they've let- but they've-
there's no excuse in that. They just
Yeah,
brought
but
in
who's
Nunes.
Nunes?
They just
Yeah,
brought
but
in
who's
Cavallo.
Nunes?
They brought in Cavallo. They have a defender. Is it not Canute? They have
But they
Canute.
needed-
There's
but they
no
needed-
excuses.
they needed.
There's
It's
no
not an excuse.
excuses.
It's not an excuse.
Tony,
No. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you how it is, how I perceive Liverpool to be. The transfer windows in the past, they have brought in far too few players. Going into the last summer, let's look at all their midfielders. Thiago is injury prone. Henderson is not good enough anymore this season. We have found that out. Full stop. He needs to go. Curtis Jones is crap. Worthless. Championship player. He makes bad decisions in and around the box. He has a good pass every once in a while. The guy is not a Liverpool quality or a top 4 quality player to be playing for them. Naby Keita, too injury prone, too inconsistent. He needs to go. They knew this. Klopp knew this, but he thought with all his arrogance that they didn't need to bring in a midfielder during the summer, having injury-prone midfielders like Naby Keita, Thiago, and guys who were already – bro, Milner is 37? 37?
Yeah,
Henderson is 35. They're eventually – bro, this is the season that they have –
I don't want to take this shit. I want to take that shit.
No, let me land.
Can I talk about something, if you don't mind?
Let me land real quick.
Let him land, then of course
Okay.
back.
Then you can give your feedback. I like feedback, but anyways, Klopp should have had the foresight that these guys are 35 and 37. Eventually, they're going to hit a steep decline, and especially at that age, the decline is very steep, which is what we've seen. You know, so they should have brought in new midfielders. The fact that Klopp makes those substitutions he makes in that Leeds game yesterday are predictable. They're too predictable. When you need a goal against Leeds, Curtis Jones is not going to get you a goal. He's crap. He's an awful footballer. I've heard loads of Liverpool fans agree with that as well. Carvalho should have been the sub on, but he always goes with the old reliable Milner at right back. Why did Trent get subbed off yesterday? There was no logic in that sub, but Klopp is being stubborn with those substitutions. That lost them the game, just like it's cost them in these other games. Bro, he thinks he's better than everyone else. Using these old players in midfield.
But again, we can abuse Trent all we want. He's
No,
not
but-
in form. Is a player not in form?
But he was good yesterday.
What other options do they have? That's the thing.
That's something. The reason
Tony,
why
Tony,
they don't get that. Hold on.
Okay. Go ahead. I was going to ask you a quick question.
They had the summer to have some foresight, which is what good clubs do, by the way. They have foresight. Example, Real Madrid are very good at foresight. They let go of Bastian Schweinsteiger, Bayern Munich, another example. They let Bastian Schweinsteiger go to Man United. He did fuck all. You know what I mean? So they knew when to let guys like Schweinsteiger go and bring in a Goretzka, for example. Letting go.
Chelsea Dan, please, would you wait, please?
I wanted to ask a question to you, Steve, yeah? Right? Because it's going about with Liverpool with this, right? So, makes that Milner and that 37 years of age like
Terrible,
the teenager stuff? Well, if he was terrible, how can we say world class in the Champions League against Ajax just the weekend just gone? And they've qualified.
Because he's 37 and inconsistent. Sometimes he'll have a good game, but you can't rely on that. You can't. Would you, for example, would any of us take James Milner at our clubs? No, I wouldn't.
No.
You had
Okay,
and that's what Liverpool
guys,
does.
quiet,
That's who
please,
Liverpool are
quiet,
competing
please.
with.
Let me say something.
Yeah,
Newcastle fan, you had him before though at your club.
That was 15 years ago.
I know, but you still had him though.
You still had him.
No.
Thank you.
I wouldn't take him at Arsenal. I wouldn't take James Milner.
Okay, wait.
I'm just
Do
saying
you
you had him
guys
at your
know
club
where
before.
Steve was
Come on,
coming
man.
from?
15 years ago.
No, wait, please. One person at a time.
Yeah.
Do you know what Steve was talking about? It was saying that James Milner is 37 and he's still playing for Liverpool Football
He's 36,
Club.
by the way. Not 37.
See,
36.
okay, 36. Any which way you want to
Man
put
City
it.
let go of Fernandinho and slotted in
Boys-
Rodri right away. That's called
But
foresight.
see, guys. Milner is age. He's old. He shouldn't be in
Eventually, he's going to decline and
best.
decline sharply.
That's what I'm saying. Now, you
What about Tony?
Tommy, wait, Dan, please. Tommy, you brought something about James Milner playing for Newcastle. He's a Newcastle legend. He left Newcastle how many years ago?
I know, years ago.
Now,
I'm just saying,
He left in 2008.
yeah,
Well,
2008.
This is 2022.
That's what I'm
Then
saying.
he went to after he left Newcastle, he went to Aston Villa. So yeah.
Yeah. So
What's
yeah,
the
so
what's the
talking
point of
about?
bringing that up? What's
the point of bringing that
I'm
up?
just saying he was a good player for you. That's what I'm saying.
He was, but I wouldn't take it.
It wasn't arguing about whether he was a good player
for
or not.
Leeds as well.
He's saying he's 36. He's
I'm
in his
talking.
30s.
I'm talking about right now, not
You would
15 years ago.
You
I'm
were
talking
signing him back.
right.
Tommy Sam, would you take?
I wouldn't
Would
take
you?
him
Okay,
at Arsenal.
no. This will solve the problem. Tommy Sam, would you take James Milner in your team right now?
Nah, not.
Thank
That,
you.
that answers the question. Bagav,
Yeah, please.
Bagav,
Please let me talk.
Bagav, please
By
say
the
what
way,
you want to say. Then
I do
we'll
want
get
to say
Chelsea
something.
Dan.
I do want to say, if you haven't met JT live yet, one of my favorite YouTubers. So I'm glad he's here. I sent him the link,
JT,
and
big ups to you, man. Thanks for
I
coming
mean,
to the show. Hopefully
he's a
you'll
Leeds
come
fan.
and
He's a
join
Leeds
us one of
fan,
the days in our lives.
He's a Leeds fan, and I'll put it this way: he has a lot of great content, but definitely check him out. But I want to say something about one other thing. Zuberi, right? That's his name.
Yeah, Zuberi. He's left already, anyway.
Yeah, so I want to say something about him because every time we follow all of us follow this club, follow our clubs week in week out.
Yeah.
The biggest blessing of the Premier League is sometimes you follow other clubs,
Yeah.
and Zuberi is a good guy in a sense. He showed me if people missed his first point about the medical team, and people might have missed that. That's a big thing with a Liverpool.
That's a lack of competence from the owners. Not
No. It is, but at the same time, if you have a better job opportunity, you can't control that sometimes.
No, but there's no excuse. Liverpool shouldn't have a medical team. There's zero excuse. That's unacceptable.
No, they have a medical team. No, they have a medical team, but to have the best people in that position can be sometimes difficult.
And but you know what? That falls in line with my ambitious point. Newcastle United have emerged from relegation contenders to signing guys like Isak Botman. Why? Our owners are ambitious.
Yeah, they are ambitious.
We haven't raised the ticket prices. If you haven't noticed, Liverpool ticket prices under FSG go up pretty much every year.
Yeah, but Arsenal prices have been going up for years too.
Yes, because the Cronkies lack ambition. Because they're not
No,
backing us.
I don't think they lack ambition, by the way. I don't think they lack ambition.
Oh, they
But
definitely do, bro.
No, they don't.
It's not excuse for Liverpool because Chelsea, we ain't got that now.
If the Cronkies were ambitious, this January they would
listen,
give
listen.
Arteta whatever he
Listen.
would like.
We're as Americans, I'll put it this way. As an American, I'll put it this way. They're 1% of the world. They're 1%. They're legit in that 1% of the world. They've done stuff in life most of us haven't. Like what I'm saying with that is like sometimes like when you get to those positions, being quieter about things actually is a big difference. Arsenal fans always say this all the time. It's like, like I wish they were like more involved in the club, etc. I'll put it this way, like the guy. I'll put it this way, like I feel like in the future they'll show themselves more. The problem is like like with Arsenal, it's a difficult situation to be in. They took over. They try to do stuff, and sometimes like it doesn't always work based on where you're at. There's a lot of like resistance UK wise.
Okay, see,
To the
guys,
Cronkies.
see, guys. I will go to because Steve is the only person. Thomas, Dan, and Bagav have talked about Liverpool in crisis. See, I don't want too much. I don't want a long monologue because we need to get to Chelsea before we round up the show.
Oh, absolutely.
So now, listen, Steve. This is for you. Liverpool, are they in crisis? Are they in crisis?
100%.
Number one.
No, they're
Number
not
two.
impressive.
Number two. Should Klopp be sacked? Because many people are already, the tongues have, started to wag already. Should Klopp leave the club after getting them a Premiership title?
No, not for a minute, Tony.
Champions League title.
Not for
What
me,
are your
Tony.
thoughts on that? Before
I would sack him, but I know for a fact FSG won't. I would sack him, but I know FSG won't. I talked to plenty of Liverpool fans who have obviously follow their club much more intensely than I do. I watch a lot of Liverpool YouTube just to get opinions and more info on what this guy said and this guy said. I try to dig deep, right? So what they're saying is that FSG, there's no chance of them sacking Klopp because of what Liverpool were before Klopp and after.
Yeah.
Because financially, Klopp, before Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool were worth 300 million.
300 million.
And now they're worth 3.3 billion. They make more revenue than Manchester United. They're one of the top five merchandise sales, players, all that stuff. So they are good, bro. They look at FSG according to people who, in Liverpool, do Liverpool YouTube and stuff like that. They do not think for a second that Klopp will get sacked because he has so much goodwill with FSG, because FSG are worried about trophies. If they were worried about trophies,
you can't argue that because Americans love their money. It's when you start fucking up with their money that it becomes a big problem.
Tony.
The money maker is Klopp. It's a clear before and after.
I have a mate, Jake, Paddock, he goes to watch the Chelsea game, thick and thin. He has photographs of the chairmans at Liverpool, and he has photographs of Jordan Klopp. He said to me, if this last 5 games coming, as Jordan Klopp's done well in the Champions League, and this Premier League stats there, 4 wins, 4 draws, 4 wins, 4 draws, and 4 losses. And if these upcoming games for Liverpool don't start winning in the Premier League,
thank you.
He's told me he's out. He's walking. He's walking out of Liverpool.
If I were Klopp, I would walk. Have you seen any of his press conferences? The guy
leave me then for it. He said that Liverpool won't sack him, but if they choose to sack him, they won't get no chance to sack him because he'll walk out that door because he's fed up. If you don't get any players by January to strengthen their club, he's walking out that club. Because he's getting fed up, and in any day, Liverpool's just making an excuse for themselves. It's Klopp's the one that's doing the decision, putting the players on the pitch, and not doing the thing. Yes, we understand they ain't got the midfielders. Yes, they've lost Diego Jota and Diaz.
A lot of their centre backs are injury prone.
They've got their fan who's meant to be the best centre back in the world. And what's he done this season? Come on, have a laugh. Nothing.
It's on a heavy decline.
Hey, do you guys feel the same way about like Brendan Rodgers?
Bro, Leicester haven't sacked him because the owner of Leicester, Top, I forget how to say the name or to spell it or anything, but Top.
I know any money.
He believes top believes personally in Brendan Rodgers. That's why he hasn't been sacked yet. He needs to go. These
needs to
results
go?
that they're
They
getting
can't afford, they can't afford to get him out. They can't afford to get him out. If
So one bad year in five, 6 or whatever, a manager should be sacked.
Bro, but the thing about football is you have to be ahead of the curve. You have to be ahead of the curve.
I get that.
If a manager is on a decline, you need to. That's why clubs are acting quick, because once there's a decline, that decline happens quick, and then all of a sudden you're out of top 4. You're out of Europa League or whatever. You're out of Champions League.
See the thing with Leicester City. The thing with Leicester City is that
they've been awful, Leicester.
Most of them nearly had most of the players nearly had a player revolt in the summer.
Yeah.
Most of the players wanted to leave.
Madison, Tielemans.
Madison was flirting with Tottenham Hotspurs.
He was.
That's why I don't want him at Arsenal.
Newcastle
No matter how good
he
he is.
will get Madison.
Tielemans sold his house in Leicester City. Please just listen. Tielemans sold his house in Leicester City to move to Arsenal. Waited for that call, but Edu never called him. So what happened? He stayed back in Leicester City. Iheanacho wanted to leave the club. They sold Fofana to Liverpool, brought in a whooping £70 million for Fofana, and do you know what? That wasn't even reinvested even into the club itself. Now listen, the father of the guy who owns the club right now is not there anymore. So
because he passed away in the helicopter accident.
Exactly. It's handed down to his son. Exactly. It's handed down to his son. His son might not have the same priorities that his father had in the club and the city of Leicester City. So let's just be plain about that and what's happening in that vein. And mind you, Brendan Rodgers had a bad run as a manager. But sincerely, that club really needed people in terms of recruitment to the club, and he didn't get it. And mind you, this is what some owners look at. See, with that kind of club that we're not making big money, we have a good manager, at least a medium level manager, second tier level manager in the person of Brendan Rodgers, who is still at the club. They believe that he can actually genuinely turn this around, even without signings. And even with the player revolt, exactly, even with the player revolt in Leicester City, they believe in him. And mind you, he's turned it around. They're out of the relegation battle, at least for now. They gave a very big account of themselves against Manchester City. They're on the up. When the games when the games become more easier, they would go up the ladder. That's what I think. And when you have a manager in the mode of Brendan Rodgers, you know, he'll galvanize the team.
They played well against Man City.
And mind you, they have lots of respect for Brendan Rodgers because they've not put the money that they should be putting into the club. They've not given it to him to buy players. They sold to Chelsea for 70 million. And if you're that coach, mind you, what most of these boards like, they like coaches that suck up to them. That won't question them in signings. That won't question them.
Which is what Klopp does, by the way. Klopp is a yes man.
And that's what Brendan Rodgers is doing. Mind you, in the press conferences, he never ever confronted the board and told the board, I need signings. Because when you start doing that, you've come in direct conflict with the club or with the board.
And you made it public.
What they want. Make sure we don't get into relegation. And he says, yes, I won't, master. And it's all good. He will keep his job. So that's why he hasn't been sacked by the club, because the money they made from Fofana that was to go back into the club, it hasn't gone back to the club. It's gone back to the son, the owner of the club right now. It could be in his pockets right now. It's all good because they do know that Brendan Rodgers would get them out of the relegation battle this season. So let's be fair on them. See, let's go into that Chelsea stuff right now, yeah?
Let's go to Chelsea.
Yes.
I love my second home.
See, guys, there's no introduction for this. Tommy said you will come. I need you to give a brutal assessment of what happened to Chelsea football, a very brutal one. See, Tommy-san, start with the slaggings right now. Chelsea that is here. You would sit back and soak up all this pressure. Look at all this guy's work. It will be from Tommy-san. Then we go. No, look at the surprise I'm having for you, Chelsea Dan. It's going to start from Tommy-san.
Can I say one thing?
Listen. It's going to start from Tommy-san. Then to go to Bagaf. Then from Bagaf, we unleash Steven on you, Chelsea Dan. So
have you got two? Is he a Chelsea fan onto the right side next to you, Tony? Is he a Chelsea fan?
No, they're Arsenal fans.
Yeah, but keep going.
Tommy-san, are you here? Chelsea Dan, you would speak, Chelsea Dan, after day. Okay, yeah. Could you tell us what you thought about that Brighton Chelsea match, please?
Brighton were the better team, battered them, ran them ragged, should have been 7 or 8. Chelsea just couldn't cope with Trossard and
talking shit now.
Chelsea
What? No, Dan. We
come
talked about this yesterday. You said Brighton deserved to win. Come on, man.
Yeah,
come on.
Chelsea Dan, let them talk. Let them talk. You will have your
what better chances we had? Come on, 87. He's talking wet now.
You know, with Potter, I think he put that. I think that lineup was a bit wrong. I think he put the lineup wrong.
Awful lineup.
That lineup was wrong. Kai Havertz is just not good enough. He's just a bang average player. I don't rate him. I don't think he's that good. And
what? He's going to score yesterday. Okay.
I knew. I predicted the Brighton win anyway. I was waiting for 1-0 Brighton, but Brighton just tore them to pieces. Brighton are a good side. They will run teams ragged. They will cause us problems when we go to their place. But they just play good football. The Zerbi is a good manager. The problem with them, they need a quality striker. If Brighton had a quality striker, they'll be fighting for top 4. If they had a quality striker, they got fucking Welbeck. Bambi on ice, Danny Welbeck.
No, but Welbeck's decent for them. Welbeck is actually, to be fair.
I'm not saying but they need firepower.
I'm not saying Welbeck is amazing. He does a pretty good job for Brighton in the role that he's playing.
Get them 15 goals or 20.
No, definitely not. No, I agree. He'll get you about 6 or 7.
They need a top striker.
I agree with that. I love you, Tomori.
Okay, Bagav, can you come in there?
Brighton deserved it, absolutely.
Listen, this is one of my favorite fixtures of the year. I feel like Stamford. I love playing Chelsea. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, you have to realize, like, being in the U.S., like, there's a lot of like Christian Pulisic supporters that became Chelsea fans, and I've had to encounter the whole Champions League and everything. But as an Arsenal fan, you get it, right? Like, I mean, we do beat them every year.
And we don't beat you every year, no? Okay.
all right. Hold on. I want to hear your banter on this. I don't mind. I'm gonna respect your banter on this.
Did we not beat you at your ground last year? Okay.
Yeah, well.
And you beat us at the last end of the season when we had injury prone. But
at our worst point in life.
No Coventry, no Kante. No, we had no competition, no Kante. No excuse, man. No excuse.
Yo, come on. You gotta let people talk, man. You gotta let people talk. Like, it's.
I'm letting you talk. Well, carry on.
Listen, at our worst moment in life, we did beat you. Like, a couple years ago, and in the last couple years, we've absolutely we were at our worst. It was an almost like an automatic Chelsea victory, and we managed to smash you. And there's a lot of other games like that. I mean, listen, Chelsea. There's certain things that I talk to with people that they have massive respect for. They want there's some people I know they want to be like Chelsea, sack a manager every year and win the title every year. But at the same time, I'll put it this way: I'm happy to be an Arsenal fan over a Chelsea fan, no matter what.
Okay. Steve.
Fair enough, I guess.
Steve, can you take us through what you felt about that match in a quick way so that Dan can be able to defend himself?
Yeah. No European trophy, so Arsenal, you're happy. Yeah, we smashed you in the UEFA. In the final. Okay, mate. Carry on talking with your waffles.
Simply put, with the whole Brighton Chelsea. First off, Brighton were extremely good. And Graham Potter didn't learn his lesson from the Salzburg game, which me and Dan watched and we talked about with each other. Back three doesn't work. Sterling and Pulisic are not wing backs. Call up academy kids if you're struggling with injury. This is why other leagues like Liga 1, Bundesliga, La Liga, and Serie A, they give youngsters more chances. And then, yes, they make mistakes, but guess what? They at least play the role correctly, and they're given a chance. And, like, bro, fucking literally call up academy kids if you have to. Stop putting round pegs into fucking square holes or whatever the saying is. Pulisic is not a wing back. He's a left winger. I've been watching the guy for damn near 7 years across Dortmund, U.S. men's national team, and Chelsea. I've seen him try to play as a 9. I've seen him try to play as a left wing back. I've seen him try to play off the right wing. I've seen him try to play a right midfield, right wing back, center attacking midfield, false 9. Play him off the fucking left. It's the only position that he is excellent at consistently for club and country. But people, Potter needs to understand, play the players in the position. The players that you have available to you right this second are the players that you should be playing with in a formation that suits them. You don't have Reece James? Okay, go to a back 4. If you want to do a back 3, don't put Cucurella as a center back because Cucurella is not a good center back. Give a fucking academy kid a chance. That's how we got the challenge. That's how we got the Mason Mounts. That's how we got the what? What's another one? Tammy Abraham. You know what I'm saying?
This is not many other people.
Okay,
Potter needs to learn lessons, and Brighton were fantastic.
Listen, can I say one thing? Being from the US, I hate watching Chelsea because of like Christian Pulisic. I'll put it this way, because I feel like he's the most direct player at Chelsea, doesn't get utilized right.
Yep.
And it's always hard. It's always hard. So I already like hate watching Chelsea because of being an Arsenal fan.
Pulisic's been shit for 4 seasons at Chelsea, man. Don't give me this, mate.
Yeah, but come on. Like, of all the players you have.
Every Pulisic in, it was meant to be another Eden Hazard. He's shit at both of Dortmund.
Yeah, but he's the closest thing to that. Like since
he ain't nothing like Eden Hazard.
How about we can agree to a happy medium with Pulisic? There have been moments where Chelsea
you can tell me he's not direct.
Champions League without the semifinal goals in the Champions League against Real Madrid from none other than Christian Pulisic.
No.
Okay. Chelsea Dan, now listen. I want to ask you this question before we go to our predictions for the Arsenal game next week. Chelsea Dan, you were beaten fair and square by the Football Club yesterday. 4 goals to 1. They seemed more hungry than you guys. It seemed that they wanted that 3 points more than you guys yesterday. Chelsea.
The 4th goal was lucky, Tony.
What was the problem yesterday? Where would you append the blame for that game yesterday? Just give it to us briefly. What you thought about that?
I love this guy. What's his name? Bard Gaff, whatever his name is. Bard Gaff will talk shit. That the guy who fucking loves to play against Chelsea who ain't won the fucking European for the whole 35 years with no Premier League.
Come on, man.
Steve, I don't care about the history, mate. It was last season when we.
You just brought up this.
Please stick to the points.
I don't care, but when's the last time have Arsenal won a European Cup? Never.
That's what I'm talking about with the history.
Guys, wait.
I'm going to talk about Brighton now.
Chelsea Dan, wait. I did not call you to abuse Arsenal. I asked you a question and you've not answered that question.
But they're abusing Chelsea. He's abusing Chelsea. I know, but brother, he's abusing Chelsea.
How about abusing Chelsea, by the way?
Yeah, he just said what he felt about it. But see, I'll ask you this question again in case maybe you did not get it. What happened to you yesterday?
I'm coming to it now,
Brighton Football Club yesterday.
I'm coming to it now, bro. All right, I did tell you this. Yeah, I told you about this yesterday. All right.
Yeah.
Potter with the formation, like I said to you yesterday's show.
Shout out the
The
other
format-
time podcast, my brother.
Yeah, big up, yeah.
Bless you.
Anyway, big up to you guys in here. Big up to you, my brother. Big up Tony, my loving brother. Big up to my loving brother. Big up to my loving Steve. All right, bad guy. Big up to you. I know any day you can talk raffles, but it's much nicer. I
Dan,
love you.
what happened to you
Tommy,
yesterday?
I love you to bits. You can talk raffles, but yesterday, come on, man. Potter, the formation was selected was wrong. We gave the two own goals to Brighton. Conor Gallagher up front with Havertz and Mason Mount did make no sense. Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek working together did not make no sense. What else can you say?
The wing-back situation, Dan, we talked about that too. Pulisic, Sterling, they're not wing.
Yeah, against Salzburg. I told you. Did I not say to you at Salzburg? I said to you, if we play this at Brighton, we're going to get fucked. And we did. We get fucked. And the fourth goal came off Mendy, off his hand, and that fourth goal was just a lucky goal. But Pulisic, like you say, yeah, is the best player. My 6-year-old kid could have scored that fucking goal. Sorry, my French. He could have scored that goal and he kicked it wide. Well, but it was Potter's fault position. But once again, us Chelsea fans never blame the manager, never blame the system. Yeah, we don't make it excuses. But like we say, Potter needs to sort out this system. Once he gets this system going, good out me Arsenal, good out me Man United, good out me Man City and Newcastle. Because once he gets this system correctly at this formation, you won't be laughing at this season. And once we get Nkunku in, that's it. We're going to be destroyers. That's my case.
But see, to be very fair to Chelsea, yeah, people are saying, hey, it's the formation that Porter went with that lost them the game. I don't.
It was also the players being bad.
Of course, you can say that. But again, they had injuries. You know, we have to be fair to these guys in a way. They had injuries.
Everyone has injuries.
I know, but they have probably one of the best engine rooms in which James is out of the game.
Fofana
is out. Koulibaly did not play. So see, it's not an excuse for being mocked, with the floor by Brighton Football Club because you didn't show any hunger. But again, I still understand that when you.
But if we had them players, they wouldn't beat us yesterday. They wouldn't beat us yesterday if we had like the Koulibaly on. Right, Cucurella, as I told you, Steve, he ain't a fucking centre back. Why are we getting him centre back?
Left back or left wing back? That's.
And if we had good Virgil as a centre back, if we had the like Saka playing if Potter actually put a Bamian instead of Conor Gallagher on, we wouldn't have lost that game, mate.
Listen.
I'm not listening. But no, we will not lost that game. And the position what Potter did, the position.
Okay, yeah.
Position what Potter made, sorry, Tony. Position what Potter made, made it wrong. It was a wrong decision what he did last night. And fair play to Brighton. They beat off, right? They beat off. But at the day, it was a wrong position of Potter, and we can't go there. And at the day, let's talk about the Chelsea Arsenal game on Sunday, Tony.
I don't mind it. Can I make some points? Can I make some points about Chelsea's season? If you don't mind.
Yeah.
All right, so I reluctantly watch Chelsea. I'll put it that way. Like, I mean, when I watch them, I do watch them like sincerely. You guys got killed by Leeds. Not gonna lie to you. Like people don't forget. Like
we're talking Brighton, though. To be fair, we're talking Brighton.
But but what I'm saying, it's the same thing. Like, I mean, I feel like
you were lucky against these. They did you at that day, and they should have won that.
Chelsea, Dan, let him talk. One person should be talking, please.
Listen, every team has players that you look at and be like, yo, I wish you weren't on that team, right? Like Sterling. For me, like Sterling, Aubameyang, and like who else on Pulisic, if they weren't there, man, Chelsea's like, it'll be great to watch Chelsea but I hate it. Like, as a passion, if you're a football fan, you're gonna have to deal with this no matter what. No matter how many opponents wise, like they're gonna get good players. And I look at those three, and I'm like, Sterling early in the season, I feel like he was like moving the right places, etc. Like I mean, he was doing stuff like Jesus. He was doing the same stuff as Jesus. It kind of surprised me that like Man City actually sold like Jesus and Sterling, if that makes sense, because they were doing similar things.
Yeah, whatever.
With Chelsea, like I do feel like when I look at Chelsea, I'm like, yo, you could be a future, you could be a force in the future, and it does scare me with like Bully as somebody. Like it does really scare me. But I'll put it that way. Like when I look at the team, though, man, like the chemistry, something's off. Something's off. Like I feel like something Arsenal. We as Arsenal fans, we have good chemistry. That I feel like everyone's on the right page.
At times,
like chemistry.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's our biggest advantage. But with Chelsea, man, I can't wait for the game this week. Not gonna lie to you, because I feel like I think we can win.
Okay, let's go into that Chelsea Arsenal game right now. It will go from Tommy-san, then it will go to Chelsea, then it will go to Bagaf, then Steve will close the show for us. So this is the final question. See, it's Arsenal for some reason versus Chelsea. The other way around.
Tony, sorry, Bob. I did put time podcast. Look what he put in that statement. Reece Fofana, Koulibaly, three of our usual five back is out. Why the back four was used with Cuckoo Silva, Tallo, and Aspie would put a better performance on that defensive standard. Brighton went to three at the back when we saw their formation, and after that they changed it to a four.
Listen, chemistry's not there. Your chemistry's not there. Your chemistry's not there. You have the same problem as like Barcelona right now. Because I guarantee you, if Barcelona picks it up, they could win the Europa League.
No, they can't. No chance.
Come on, like with that quality. Come February, like that could be a different thing.
Nah, Bagaf, they were there last season. Why did
like Juve? All right, listen, Juve is the same thing. Juve is the same thing.
It's a question. They were there last season. Why didn't they win it? Why didn't they win it? They were there last season. They were in the Europa League last season.
They got Frankfurt was a tough team, and that's why I said like the Spurs group was going to be tough.
Well, but whether you like it or not, Frankfurt is
they absolutely jumped Barca.
They're a better team than Juventus and Barcelona.
So this is what I'm saying. Like, like if you got chemistry, it's a big advantage.
Frankfurt have a plan.
Don't get it twisted, bro. If Barcelona think that they will come into the Europa League and bamboozle teams, they better rethink again.
No, absolutely.
To meet a brick wall down there. There'll be people that will go toe to toe.
We'll talk about this down the line. Yeah, we'll talk about this down the line.
Go toe to toe with Barcelona in the Europa League. Forget it.
Yeah, they have no chemistry. They have no chemistry. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Same thing with Manchester United and same thing with Chelsea. No chemistry.
They're building some chemistry slowly.
They're building some chemistry. So like next year maybe.
Okay. But can all of us agree? Can all of us agree that Chelsea is a team in a rebuilding process? And
depends on where they go.
Yeah, new manager. Yeah,
and they have an excuse for it. Is this possible? Tommy, do you agree to that?
Not an excuse per se, but
Because say something here.
They have a plan in place to keep Potter there for a year.
Okay, Tommy, are you there?
My bad.
Tommy, are you there? I want to take this one by one. Tommy, do you think Chelsea has an excuse in being a team in a rebuilding state?
Yeah, they are rebuilding, but some of these players need to fix up. Like they leave. And you know what? They should be in the title race, Chelsea. For me, they should be in that title race, Chelsea. They haven't won the league since 2017 when they had Conte. That's 5 years without title. They should be in the title race with that team. They should be challenging.
Especially the money they spent, $350 million.
Steve, do they have an excuse? Do they have an excuse? A team in a rebuilding process?
Not an excuse per se. But you have to contextualize appropriately.
We're building.
Yeah, you have to contextualize what's gone on at Chelsea Football Club ever since the whole Abramovich thing in the Ukraine war. That changed a lot of things. If that happened to any club, there would be a lot of different things. New owners, and it's similar to Newcastle, bro. We're in a rebuild. Same. So
Okay,
it's not an
Chelsea.
excuse.
Chelsea
Go on,
Dan,
Tony.
you're a team. Chelsea Dan, please straight to the points, please. We need to go to the Arsenal game.
Yeah, bud.
Does your team have an excuse if they flop this season in terms of your team being a team in a rebuilding process, and
No, I
Graham
did.
Potter there?
No, I think he's done it.
Do you think if you're out of the top four at the end of the season for some reason, if you think you're out of the top four for some reason this season, do you think that you have a valid excuse in being a team in a rebuilding process?
No, I said to you, Tony, we ain't got much physical, medical, and DOF, the director. Every single person at a Chelsea Football Club, after Roman Abramovich got sanctioned, there was over 35 people left, and got sacked after Roman Abramovich.
Because of administration.
And lost their job. Yeah, and lost their job.
So indeed, you do have an excuse, right?
Yeah. Well, now listen, please. It's an excuse because thing is, the Boulders and all the directors, lost all their jobs at Chelsea, and Todd Bowley is refreshing and try and get the director of football, the financial fair football, the medical history. We ain't got no fitness and strength for coverage at football. When if a player's injured, they have to get him straight away and get him checked out. You look at it, when Fofana got injured, we have to fly him out to America so they could go to the American football soccer place so where they could get the surgery because we ain't got the people at our football club. But Tony, us Chelsea fans don't make an excuse. Yeah, we're rebuilding and we've got a new chairman. But with constellations of Arsenal, Liverpool, they don't seem to be they never got secretary like what we did. But we know full well, this season it's only the starting process. You're in 12 games, and everyone's bugging up about Chelsea Football Club. But you should worry about your football club because after the World Cup, and when we get in conquer, we see who's finished top four next season and who'll be laughing. Because once our team gets back to fitness, gets back to the process, and when we got the players in January, I'll be laughing at all of you because you're laughing at our club now, where we are now. Right.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing.
No, I know you're not laughing. No, but you're laughing about us, like Tommy saying we should have got dominated 8-1 to Brighton, even though that shouldn't happen. But
what we talk about personally, it's different from when we are on, on a podcast.
But when we're on the phone,
we being, we talking here, as podcasters. So it's quite different. Yeah, we're not laughing at you. We're just saying that this is what happened to against Brighton and Chelsea.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, yesterday, that was the first time that Potter's got unbeaten. Brighton's game, he even Potter came out in the press and said, "I fucked up." He not like any other managers like Michael Arteta or Klopp or Pep Guardiola would said that. You see Pep Guardiola last time when they lost to Liverpool, he started.
Okay. Let's go into the Arsenal match and the predictions. Quick one because it's already 2 hours already. This stream. See, Tommy.
We're processing. We are processing, boys. We are processing.
Tommy. Yeah. So before you go, what will be the scores, your prediction for that match against Chelsea Arsenal? Mind you, we're going to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea just lost the match. We just destroyed Nottingham Forest 5-0. What do you think is going to happen?
That's Nottingham. That's Nottingham.
On Sunday.
My prediction.
Yeah, your prediction. And what do you think will happen?
I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
Ooh.
I'm going 2-1.
Okay. 2-1 Arsenal.
I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. I think
It's
Chelsea.
Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, Stamford Bridge. I reckon that Stamford Bridge is really good. They haven't beaten us at their place since 2018.
18, yeah.
It's 18.
When we had Emery, they had Sarri. So the 3-2 in it, the 3-2. When we missed a lot of chances in that game, I remember that. But I think we'll beat them 2-1. I'm going with Jesus to score because he needs to.
No, he ain't scored. He ain't scored in 9 games.
Yeah, I don't think Jesus is scoring either.
He ain't
Personally,
scored either. No,
I wouldn't bet on it.
Let me answer
Guys, please, it's
Yeah.
Tommy Sap. It's Tommy Sap talking, please. Just give him.
But yeah,
time.
I'm going for.
You
I'm
guys
going
will
for.
talk.
I'm going for 2-1 Arsenal. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
Okay, Chelsea. Dan, it's your turn. What
Oh
do
no,
you reckon?
let Steve and the other Arsenal go first. Let them get their position.
Okay, you want to go last, Okay.
Yeah, I'll go last.
Bagav.
Oh, hey, big up Chelsea Dan. By the way, like I feel like same way same way I love Arsenal. I feel like he has the same love for his club. So
Yeah, he does love Chelsea.
yeah, so I'm not gonna diss the guy. I know what it's like. Like we all follow our clubs like week in week out, and you know the feelings that come with it. Now, as far as the game, oh my God, this is my favorite game of the year. This is one of my favorite games of the year. Like regardless of where it's at, I love playing Chelsea. It's always good vibes.
What's your prediction?
I think we're actually beating them. 2-1. 2-1, 3-1, something.
No fence sitting. 2-1 or 3-1. Pick one.
3-1.
Pick one.
I love. It's my second home almost. I love going there.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, but you play Nottingham Forest, bro.
Yeah. No,
good,
you
man.
love
Sounds
going
good.
there, but what will be your prediction for that game?
3-1.
Yeah, he said
3-1.
3-1. Yeah.
Our creativity. Listen,
That's a
listen.
lot of chest.
I don't care.
That's a lot of
We're fans. Are we fans or like politicians? Are we fans or politicians?
Bro, we're going to Stamford Bridge, man.
I don't
You
care.
think we're doing run them ragged like that?
Yeah.
Do them dirty at their
Absolutely.
home like that?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I'll tell you what.
Good. Bagav has already, thrown the gates wide open just after Tommy's hand. Hey, Steve, what do you reckon is going to be the scores? What do you think?
Honestly, I'm gonna go.
Koulibaly's coming back, Steve, for Stamford Bridge on Arsenal, so we got Koulibaly back, so don't worry about that.
So I'm gonna go 0-0. I'm gonna go 0-0.
0-0.
Yep. Because I just think both teams will cancel each other out. Both teams won't want to lose, so I see the game a lot being in midfield and a lot of like the thing is about these top 6 games, it's like a lot of them play out like chess matches, like defensive chess matches. Yeah. You don't want to move your pawn out too far so that your opponent can expose you, so you'll just go with the safe move, like to the side or something, so that you don't get exposed. And so you don't make a mistake for your opponent to capitalize. To be fair with Chelsea and Arsenal, both of you guys are kind of similar in some ways, whereas you don't make a lot of mistakes, but they do creep in with certain individuals. For Arsenal, on the Arsenal side of things, Granit Xhaka is as good as form as he has been in. I'm not going to deny that. There is always a Granit Xhaka red card during a season. There's always. So maybe it could be the day in a London derby sort of situation. He gets too fired up. He could get a red, and that could be a very bad mistake. Same thing with Gabriel Jesus. He's also sometimes mistake prone. But then on the Chelsea side of things, if we're talking some players who make mistakes, Ruben Loftus-Cheek obviously with the mistake yesterday, and sometimes Kepa can also be a mistake. He's been in good form, I will say that, but there is mistakes in him. So I just feel yes. Let's go around. Yo, give me 2 seconds.
I want to say one thing real quick. Listen, I saw this team in Orlando, right? Like both these teams, Arsenal and Chelsea.
Yeah.
And I'll put it this way: like Chelsea, where they're at the same position as they were in Orlando. They haven't changed. Whereas Arsenal has been like they've improved every week. So
no, I disagree with that because from the here's my evaluation of it. The Liverpool game.
Go ahead.
The Liverpool game, you played very well. In between the Liverpool game, which was 4 weeks ago, 3.
Yeah.
The game against Bodo Glimt was very, very boring, and I didn't feel like you guys you won, but it wasn't a great performance. It wasn't improving week on week. The game against
Most
Leeds
of the time,
was very, very
until that game.
nail-biting. Southampton, I don't think you improved.
I mean,
So
that's fair. That's fair.
Today's second half, you guys are quite good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we this year, like compared to like years past,
No,
we're always in the games. So
Against Tottenham Forest, you see, lost against Southampton, you lost against Leeds, but the thing is, PSV was on loss. They lost 7 games on the bounce. Yeah, you could went to their ground and they smoked you up, bro.
That's a tough team.
They still smoked you though, but they had a bad performance. They lost on the weekend when in the weekend in a division when.
But the PSV is not the PSV is not. It's not the Premiership. Chelsea Dan, you will come in. I'll ask you a question because Steve had just finished. I'll ask you, but let me get my own input in. See, I really see where Bagav is coming in when he's talking about improvement. See, and Steve, I'm surprised that you did not agree to that improvement in a way, because Arsenal, coming from that preseason, have gotten a grip of everything.
I was just talking about the stretch from Liverpool to today. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I
games
get it.
were brilliant.
Yeah, I get it. But Arsenal, after 12 games, is top of the league.
That isn't
Who's Nottingham Forest? Who are Nottingham Forest?
Nottingham Forest beat Liverpool.
Oh my God.
Liverpool shit this season, bro.
Chelsea Dan, this is the reason why I said
this
that.
I love it. I love this guy.
I want one person to talk in one sitting. Please, don't come into when someone is talking. I don't want it.
Yeah.
You understand me, Chelsea Dan? Yeah. Now, see, Arsenal are top of that league right now. Whether you want to argue with anyone, whether you want to say, maybe if you're in delusion of it, good and okay, no problems. But the truth of the matter is that Arsenal is number 1 in that league table. We've improved. We've improved in all totality, in all entirety, we as a football club have improved. With at least last season when we lost our first 3 games. No one was talking about Arsenal then. But right now, we've won our games, only lost against Manchester City. How can't you say we've improved? How? In what way? In what realm? In what realm? So, see, apart from all these things, yeah, Chelsea as a football club this season, in contrast to Arsenal, Chelsea have lost against Southampton this season.
Leeds.
I'm trying to bring in that balance because you said that Arsenal haven't improved more than Chelsea. So I'm trying to bring, a kind of compare and contrast kind of situation here. They've lost against Leeds this season, beaten 3-0 in Ellen Road. They've lost against Southampton, beaten 2-1 in St. Mary's this season. And the third one they've lost is against Brighton Football Club. 4-1, disastrous, like very, very disastrous kind of goal or score lines. Now, what are the games Arsenal have been roasted this season? It's Manchester United, 3-1. That was what happened. And Arsenal dominated that match. Now, Southampton, that they're saying that we had a drop off. Steve also said that we had a drop off in that match. It was a draw. Now, Southampton did.
We were lucky to draw that game.
Good and okay, no problem. But Southampton did beat Chelsea Football Club this season.
Yeah, they did. 2-1. They deserved it.
Yeah. So to say that Arsenal haven't improved this season, it's an aberration. It's a sacrilege.
For a reason, we have improved.
It's a sacrilege for it to say we've not improved this season. It doesn't work in that way.
If we go a year back in the time machine.
No. This season,
Arsenal don't want to listen to it. We could have won the Champions League this season. You haven't. You're in the Champions League this season. We can't say nothing.
Yeah, so they're in a pole position to do so right now.
Chelsea Dan, we're not talking about Champions League.
Oh, no, but we're in the Champions League. God, thank you, bro.
We're just talking about the Premiership.
Right, the Southampton game, right? Whoever said that they're lucky to deserve to beat us that game? No, we should have 2 opportunities that game. the Leeds game, I told you before, we had our midfielder playing as a centre back that game.
These are good signs.
Right, Rivers Loftus-Cheek was at centre back. Right, but that was with Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, where we lost them games. Yeah.
See,
Alright,
Chelsea Dan.
But you're going back. No, we got Pottering.
Chelsea
We
Dan.
have Pottering.
You're going
We
to
have
somewhere different.
Pottering now.
Chelsea Dan. Chelsea.
You're talking about last season. You're talking about last season. You don't want to talk about last season. You don't want to talk about last season.
Chelsea
But the history was Thomas Tuchel where we lost with Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea Football Club.
Chelsea Dan, listen.
We got Pottering now. This is a new thing, bro.
Chelsea Dan, listen.
I'm listening.
Listen. Has Chelsea improved more than Arsenal this season? Yes or no?
Well, for start, Tony, yeah, you're going back.
I just need a yes or no. Then you go to your prediction.
No, you haven't.
No,
because you lost the PSV.
Good. I understand that. So that's.
And you're lucky to beat. And you was lucky to beat Leeds.
No.
You was lucky to beat Leeds. And Southampton to beat. Southampton to beat you that game and all. Southampton to beat you that game.
We weren't that good against Leeds. We were lucky to win that game.
Thank you, Tommy. And Southampton bullied you. Tony, Southampton bullied you. They should have won that game.
Chelsea Dan.
But you didn't. You parted the bus against them. That's why you drew 1-1.
Chelsea
but
Dan.
You can say about it. Yeah, I know. But I'm saying.
Chelsea
I don't want to stream, bro.
I'm not bringing any arguments. I just want to.
You're talking about Southampton and you're bringing up about Leeds that Chelsea beat Southampton with Thomas Tuchel. We have now got Pottering. We have Potter, my brother.
Okay.
I'm not arguing because I love you to bits, brother. I know. Yeah, I'm not. Right. I'm not deals. Yeah, I'm not deals. But when it comes to reality of football, you say you don't want to bring up history about last season. What Steve was saying. We was number 1 last season, and we was number 1 for the 3 months.
That's not what we're talking
about. But come on now. I'm talking about that. Please let me land, Tony. Please, my brother. Yeah. But we did big. But we did. But you're not. Yeah, I know. Just let me land, please, my brother. I'm trying to get my words out. I can't get these words out. I ain't gonna say that. But you're using your predictions of this season, right? Where we lost against like Leeds and Southampton, right? With Thomas Tuchel. That's our old history now. We had Thomas Tuchel as a manager when we lost them games. We now have Potter. We have now Potter in where we've only lost 1 game at Brighton where Potter made mistakes. But you've got to understand this year, last season where we
wait. Can you wait, please? Can you just wait?
Yes.
So now, since you're talking about Tuchel being sacked, and that one will be counted towards your losses, can you now strike off Arsenal's loss in Manchester United?
Well, yeah, Michael Arteta still.
No, can you strike that loss away if you're talking about comparing and contrasting?
Yeah, Michael Arteta. You still have Michael Arteta there, bro.
Okay. See, since if you're not willing to strike that Manchester United game because Tuchel was there, that's why you're striking away the losses for Chelsea, then it doesn't make sense. I don't buy that argument.
I'm saying every Chelsea football player and every Man United football player and every Tottenham fan will come on your show and say that's the same thing. We had Thomas Tuchel when we lost them games.
Good.
But now we've got Potter. In. Yeah, it's a totally different matter. It's a new history now, new storyline of Potter bringing the Chelsea performance for this season.
Okay.
Thomas Tuchel, we didn't give Thomas Tuchel a chance. If we still had Thomas Tuchel, and we all disagreed that Thomas Tuchel should have got sacked, yeah? But if Thomas Tuchel was still playing out and we lost to Brighton with Thomas Tuchel, I'll agree you say, yes, Thomas Tuchel, yes, we lost to Southampton and we lost to Leeds with Thomas Tuchel. But now, the new history of the line is now we have Graham Potter. Graham Potter in our football thing. It's like Steve will tell you. The history, you don't want to talk about the history like last season when Chelsea was number 1. We didn't big up when we beat Arsenal last season, beat Southampton, beat Leeds, beat we drew Man United.
Because you knew that Man City were going to challenge the league.
Yeah, and beat Man City, and then we win the cup. With the cup last season, and then but but we didn't big doubt so we was going to still win the league. Yeah, you Arsenal fans are bigging up that you're going to win the league this season, even though you're not. But you're doing well.
It's gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt you a lot if that happens.
In 12 games. But my personal
Chelsea Dan, other people want to talk, bro.
Okay,
We've been talking for like 10 minutes straight.
I don't think you want me to give my position about Chelsea Arsenal game on Sunday, bro, yeah? Right, the Chelsea Arsenal game, Man United, started smoking up, said there was their batteries at Stamford Bridge, but they drew 1-1, right? This game is going to be a tough game for Arsenal at Stamford Bridge on Sunday, yeah? I'm not going to big you up saying we're going to smoke you, we're going to beat you, yeah?
Okay.
But you did well against Nottingham Forest, that are a local club, and Nottingham Forest haven't really been in good performance. Apart from beating Liverpool,
but you said that what you told me was that Nottingham Forest was going to beat Arsenal.
That was fine, brother. I was being sarcastic to you on the phone, my brother. That's being sarcasm.
Now it's sarcasm. Okay.
No, because sarcasm. I was laughing at you. You know, my brother.
All right. You said it live here on the show yesterday. And suddenly now you've changed it. But it's okay.
I said that on your phone. I said that on the phone, brother.
Oh, okay. It's all right.
I said it on the phone. I raised him up and said that. I didn't say it on the live stream. Go look at that. But on Sunday, it's going to be a 2-0 win to Chelsea. 2-0 Chelsea. 2-0 Chelsea. It's going to be 2-0 Chelsea on Sunday. So, I can't wait for the watch long, Tony. I cannot wait for this watch long on Sunday. Me and Jill watch long.
I swear, I am. Yeah, you guys do that.
We are doing that on Sunday. That's what I'm trying to speak to my brother, because I'm trying to say to you guys on Sunday we're doing a watch along, yeah. Me and Tony, and Tony's going to get some other guy who's an Arsenal fan, and I'm going to get an Arsenal fan. And Tony's going to make the show. We're going to be on the WhatsApp, because I've given up to go and watch the Chelsea Arsenal game at Stamford Bridge. So I could be supporting my brother on his show against Chelsea Arsenal on Sunday watch long. And one touch got to be there because he owes me a tenner, because he said Gabriel Jesus was going to score against Nottingham Forest today. I swear Jesus didn't score that game. So he owes me a tenner. He owes me a tenner.
Okay.
Calm down, man. Calm down.
Okay, Chelsea. Okay. I accept. So you said that Chelsea is the most improved team, even than Arsenal this season, and you're not in top 4. You've lost matches against Southampton, Leeds, and now you lost yesterday disgracefully against Brighton, and you're still the best team. You're better than Arsenal. I accept, no problem. So what would be the scoreline? Your prediction, your scoreline for Sunday?
I told you it's going to be 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea. Okay, good. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it. Please, I don't want Chelsea Dan to say it's sarcasm when we beat them on Sunday at their home front.
Hey, Saka.
Yeah.
Saka, what have you been doing?
I don't want you to say it's sarcasm.
Big love to my brother.
So for context, like, do you know the last 5 games, Chelsea Arsenal? Do you guys know this?
Yeah, did we not beat you last season? Did we not beat you at home? And then did we not smoke you?
The only game you're ever going to remember is Lukaku, because we were in turmoil. Apart from that, everything's a loss.
Lukaku's nothing at Chelsea, bro.
But at our worst, you can beat us.
But sincerely, I'm not afraid of Chelsea at all.
I'm not either.
We ain't afraid of Arsenal.
You say that, but I mean, when we slice your throat, it's gonna be something else.
See, guys, I really do think that Arsenal will go to Stamford Bridge and beat Chelsea on Sunday.
Absolutely, I feel the same way.
No, I'm sorry. I really do see it happening, and I really do see it happening. And all this because Brighton have just exposed Chelsea, for what they are right now. This
look at that formation what we have going on. Oh my God!
And they've just showed to other teams that Chelsea is that team that you just need to walk through. Go at them, attack them, be hungry. That's what Brighton showed yesterday. And that should be the blueprint on how to beat them on Sunday. It's a very easy one. For me, this is a no brainer. We should go into Chelsea Football Club in Stamford Bridge and go and beat them. They don't have Koulibaly, they don't have a Rhys James. See,
We
on
have
the
got
wing,
Koulibaly next Sunday. We got Koulibaly coming on this Sunday against Arsenal, and we
good,
had
but
Koulibaly up front. If
good,
we
but
had to play someone,
good,
if
but
we
it
had to
won't
play
be
someone on
good, but it won't
Sunday,
be
you'll beat us. But it could be a different change. It could be.
good. Now I have the mute button, so I've muted him. So Chelsea, Dan, we are going to go to Stamford Bridge on Sunday,
Oh
and
my
and and
God, I love you, bro. I
and
love
I,
you,
and I,
bro.
and I really think that we can genuinely beat you on Sunday because you don't have those players that are generally going to create an atmosphere of pressure for us. Rhys James is not there. Your defense, not there. Gala, we can deal with him. I've had fun in in your home front. In recent seasons, you've not beaten me there since 2018. So I have that confidence that I'll go there and we'll beat you guys. It's as simple as that. So yeah,
But we beat you last season, Tony.
I'm just
All
saying.
right. Well, I want to
I've,
ask you a quick question,
I'm
please,
just
brother.
saying
Let me
that
ask you a quick
That was
I've
at
question.
not
the
lost.
Emirates, man. You beat us at
All
the
right.
Emirates. That was at the Emirates. You beat us last season. We slapped you
Well,
4-2
look, we still beat you. We still beat you like you're own
at the
ground,
Emirates.
no matter whether it's Emirates or not. We still beat you last season.
Yeah,
We
at the Emirates.
smoked you 3-0. We smoked you 3-0 last season.
Hey, come
Yeah?
on, come on. And Ketia like destroyed you
We
guys, and
smoked you.
got like,
Ketia, bruv. I don't even
I
rate
know,
him.
right? Like I know, like I ain't saying this, but like only because of Chelsea that Ketia has his
It's not
contract.
and
Like,
Tony,
Oh, guys,
Tony,
guys.
I want to say something. Please let me
Okay,
say something.
yeah,
I
and
love you.
Ketia like absolutely smacked you, and
Okay,
made a
right.
celebration out of it.
Right. That when you played that Stamford Bridge, yeah, we had injuries.
Yo,
We not
we
making.
lost 3 in a row before. We lost 3
excuses,
in a row before that game.
excuses.
What
All I
was
hear
NK?
is excuses, injuries.
What's
No, no,
Southampton
no,
beat us.
no, Chelsea Dan.
Southampton beat us.
No,
Crystal Palace beat us
no, no,
last
no,
year.
no, Chelsea Dan.
what's he done this
Excuses.
season, boy? What's he done this?
No, Chelsea Dan. It's
Oh
excuses.
my
You're giving
god! Oh my
excuses.
god!
You're
I
giving
can't wait for
excuses.
Sunday. I can't wait for Sunday, bro.
No, you're giving it. No, no, no. We won you in Stamford Bridge last season, and you're now bringing up you have
And the year
injuries.
before.
This. What are you talking, Chelsea? Dan, we beat you. We beat you. But okay,
Well,
on
did we not
Sunday.
beat you in the UEFA? Did we not beat you in
Hey,
UEFA?
hey, hey,
Oh,
You won the
years ago.
oh, yeah,
Okay,
but you haven't
okay,
won the
guys.
European.
Okay,
Two
okay,
stars,
okay,
bro. Two
okay,
stars.
okay. We've come to the end of the show right now. Please, can you guys? Hey, Miss Melina is in the show.
nice,
She's coming when we're
nice.
about going. Miss Melina,
Oh,
I'm
Oh,
seeing
big up,
Hey,
everything
my
hey,
brother.
about
I
Tony,
love you,
you.
man.
Can I say something real quick? Can I say something real quick? All right.
Stop.
Hey, big up Miss Melina. Hope she had a great day at the Emirates,
Hey,
Big ups. I
Melina.
saw
she's
your
and she's
interview at
buzzing.
Pick
AFTV,
up Miss
Miss
Melina.
Melina. God bless you.
And I hope she's incredibly happy because we're going to our second home next week, Stanford,
Yeah,
and we get the W.
Melina,
So
what's your prediction for Chelsea
Miss,
away? Melina.
Chelsea
Miss,
away.
Melina, what's your prediction for Chelsea away next week?
If we beat you Sunday, I hope you come on the show so I can shut you up. If you're talking.
Melina.
I'll happily come on your show, man. Let me know.
Come on my show because I will shut you up after that game, bro. When we beat you at Stamford Bridge, we can shut you up. Had to shut you up, man.
We haven't beaten us at your place since
Okay.
2018, mate. 4
Miss
years.
Miss Melina here says, hi Tommy, hi Gaff,
Hey,
hi
Miss Melina, how are
Tony.
you? How was the game today? How was it? Your first game at the
Yeah,
Emirates?
yeah. And then Miss Melina, I also saw your interview at AFTV. God bless you and try and be safe on your flight back to Canada when you do intend to
And
go
what's your
back.
prediction
I
for
really
Chelsea
wish,
away?
I really hope that she met Granit Xhaka because
She
Miss
loves
Melina
him as
is a
well.
very big fan. She's a big fan of Granit Xhaka. She has
Yeah.
an artwork, that she has of him too. So it's something big. She predicts that Arsenal would win Chelsea Football Club by 2-1. Miss Melina also says, "Yeah, hope you had a good birthday, Tommy." Tommy,
Yeah?
what will you say? to Miss
Thank
Melina?
you, Miss Melina. Yeah, I did. I had a good birthday, man. I went out with my family for a meal and I went out to the pub with my mates. I had a good birthday. Thank you, Miss Melina.
Yeah, Miss Melina, talk to me on Twitter or on Instagram. Let's get a talk because we have lots of things to talk about, And yeah, just try and be safe, Miss Melina. We love you. We love you. Chelsea Dan, are you there, Chelsea Dan?
I'm here, but I hope you don't mute me because I'm fed up. I love you, bro, yeah, but I'm not having people trash and talking my football club, man.
No, nobody's talking, bro.
Yeah,
nobody's talking shit on your football
It's
club.
winding me up, man. Talking about Chelsea that you do slappers like easy. We're having a bad spell for a minute, my brother, yeah. We're having a bad spell, yeah.
Yeah, and I
But
understand
you're
that, and it's not Arsenal's fault. Because if if our club was having a bad spell, you would be laughing at us. You would call us mugs. You would call us butlers. That's what you would call us.
I tell you what, have I ever laughed at you when you was like nearly relegated last season when you didn't come to the Champions, you didn't make the Champions League last season. You're bigging up that Arsenal, yeah, didn't make the Champions League last season and we're in the Champions League. But have I laughed at you once, Tony, saying, "Oh, you're not good enough. You can't make the Champions League."
No, But you laughed at us when we lost to PSV. You laughed at us when we drew. We didn't lose. We drew to Southampton, and you laughed at us heartily.
That's fine, man.
And you were very happy.
Yeah,
you slagged us. You came into the chart. You laughed off everyone who was an Arsenal fan. You trolled us. You completely bullied us on the.
Big up to you, girl. I've seen your Instagram, yeah. I follow you on Instagram when you do up Canada to Arsenal. I'm saying well done for that because that was really good for you. Come from Canada.
Hey, big up to this guy still, by the way. Big up to this guy still. Like, he's a fan. He's a fan of Chelsea. He's Chelsea till he dies.
No, Chelsea Dan is a big fan. He's my friend backstage too, but
better.
You think I'm bad? You think I'm bad? Ask Tony what Jules is like. If you was on there now, mate.
Dude, I don't care. I don't give a flying fuck how you are.
But can I say one thing? Yeah, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Hey, Sav, yeah. All right, even though I've met you tonight, yeah, and big ups to you, and I love you to bits, yeah, and stay safe in America, yeah. Miss Melina, to you, yeah, Arsenal fan. Come back when you win a Champions League football and the Cup's World Cup, because when you can complete all them trophies, then you'll come be good enough to big top guns like London.
Be careful now.
We're bigger club, mate. We're bigger club. You ain't gonna win that, mate. You're not gonna win that.
Okay, guys. We have to leave. Can you shout out your channels and where people can find you? And Tommy-san, we'll start with you. Hello, Tommy-san. Tommy-san, are you there? Hello, Tommy-san.
I think I scared him off, Tony.
Tommy-san, are you there?
Nah,
I'm here, Tony.
Oh, hey.
Okay. Yeah. Tommy-san, can you shout out where people can find you? And
you find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
What's the name? Like, we're going.
Oh yeah, my Instagram, Thomas Nasabia. My Twitter, Tamero, and my Instagram and my Facebook, Thomas Nasabia.
Okay, thank you. Steve, where can people find you? What other shows do you have coming up? And where can people find you?
Well, obviously Gunners and Mags tomorrow, bro. Tomorrow we got that going on your channel, and then on Newcastle Fans TV, I'm on there whenever Newcastle plays. So there you go. Really. So yeah, it's really all I got going on. And then my Twitter is it's Stove Mahala, Machala, and there you go, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve. Steve, thanks very much, man. You've been a brother to me. Every time I've always needed you, you're always there. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Baggers, can you shout out where people can find you? I know you're everywhere.
Big respect. Just big respect, Tony. Like, where people can find me. I mean, I usually go on like SFeetly TV. He's like an associate of mine. Like, I'll put it that way. Like, I love him to death. The guy brought me to like life football wise. So, other people I mean, like every once in a while, come on YouTube and just talk about like sports. And there's not many things I like in life, and this is my favorite sport. So, no matter what happens, like I mean, I love I follow my club week in, week out. So I'll put it
Where
that
can
way.
people
So.
find you, Bagav?
I don't have an exact channel. Like I'm not really like I'm not there yet in life.
I know.
Like I'm
I
okay with
was
like
just asking just in case you have
yeah.
also.
I don't have one. I don't have one. I mean,
Yeah.
but hey, it's great. Like subscribe to this channel, by the way. This is one of my favorite channels on
100%.
across across YouTube. Like I mean, by the way, can I send like a shot to somebody if you don't mind?
Yes, please.
Like that to Deji. Hope Marseille Tottenham. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a hell of a vibe.
Bro, the only thing that's gonna happen there is a Marseille win and get.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Come on, Marseille.
Deji would be here on Thursday.
I told Deji. I asked Deji this question like a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, are you actually winning? Are you getting out the group? Like, and he's like, yeah, for sure. I'm like, yeah, like Marseille's gonna be a tough game.
Marseille, bro, that place is hell on earth. Spurs don't want anything to do with that, bro. They will go to their fucking grave in France in 2 days.
And also one other thing to Deji, I'll put it this way. Like I mean, let me know next time. Like me and him could be on the same show. I think Leeds are going to beat him. I told him that already too.
Well, as a paying member of this show, of course, you can have.
Let me know, man. Let me know. I mean, I love the guy though. I love the guy. Like as a human being, love the guy. But
Back of thanks for coming to the show today. Apart from you being a subscriber of this channel, you're also like a top tier member of my, of this channel. You're a platinum member of this
well
channel.
Deserved, man. Well deserved.
God bless you, my brother. Thank you for always supporting me, your super chats, everything. Thanks for financing me, brother. God bless you. And Chelsea Dan, my brother, my friend, my bro. Chelsea Dan, shout out to your channel and what you got going on, man.
Okay, to you guys in the chat, please hit this like and subscribe to my one and another Tony, Mr. Tony G. He's in the house with his back mix. I love this guy. He's my brother. We were on and off the phone every single day of the week. Like Tony, like Steve. We're just all off in this house. We're family and everything, yeah. And everything. But he's always. I always support his show. He supports my show. Can't wait for next Sunday's watch along with my brother Tony. This is going to be a good fun game. But yeah, my name's Chelsea Dan. On YouTube, please come and subscribe to it. I talk about football. I have fun. I have bad art. I'm no aggressive. I have the debate shows on and everything. I have Tony on. I have Deji coming on, and that. Just come and follow that and subscribe to that. And also, I'm on Instagram, MCRAZ3RD. That's my Instagram account. It's my gaming account where I play Call of Duty tournaments on Xbox. I live stream on Twitch, yeah. It's exactly the same as my Instagram on Twitch, if you ever want to watch good. Yeah, Matt Razor D. Yeah, I used to MC a lot. But yeah, basically, yeah. My brother Tony, thanks for letting me join the show, man. You're one big love, man. This is the best show to come to ever, right? And don't have anyone doubt on this, because he's my brother. He's a legend, and I know he's an Arsenal fan. But you've got to be one. You've got to have one team in your life. It's got to be the Reds. But understand this, you guys. Chelsea blue, Chelsea red. Blue is the colour, and blue is the red. Right. Better day. We're the champions of Europe all day long. When Arsenal gets that, come back to me.
Thank you, Chelsea Dan. So, guys, please, on Monday, which is tomorrow, I'm having a new flagship show with my brother here.
Flagship show, not just some average bullshit.
Me and Stephen McCullough, we have so much good chemistry together that we just wanted to bring up a new show tomorrow. And that show is going to be the episode 1 of the Gooners and Mags. Of course, Mags has to do with Newcastle United, and rightfully so, because Newcastle are breaking into that top 4 as we know it. apart from that, apart from talking about Arsenal and Newcastle United, we'll also delve into the Premiership.
And just
Looking
football in general. If Champions
ex-
League is around the corner, but no Prem teams
something
are
like that.
involved, we'll still talk
Exactly.
about football.
Yeah, yeah, but the main focus will be on the Premiership games,
And
Arsenal,
especially Arsenal,
Newcastle,
Newcastle.
and
Yeah.
other games. Exactly, and all other
Yeah.
games. What
Yeah.
happened? What were the? We'll delve into those highlights. What happened in the games in the
Yeah.
Premiership? What's going on. So join us 8 to 9 p.m. Tomorrow on Monday, every Mondays with me and Steve McCullough. Here. It's Gunners and Max. Join us 8 to 9 p.m. And on Tuesday, my business partner and me, Ron Maguire, will be having our the Ron and Claude show, which is our flagship show here. So please join us in for that one. I think that should be like probably like maybe from 9 p.m. But I'll give you the time when I get the time that Ryan would love to come to the show. And on I think on that same Tuesday, I'm bringing in a legend here, Jess Collins. He'll be here with us, me and Ryan on Tuesday. So that'll be a good one. So on Wednesday, I might be bringing back Ola of the United family for the rival show. That'll be coming back on Wednesday. Ola is fit. Ola is getting some new wins already. Manchester United won West Ham today by 1-0. So, and of course, Ola has his own channel, the United Family, so you can join him if you like there to hear about Manchester United news. On Thursday, the rivalry continues. It's me and Deji Sports. Hopefully, Marseille give them a very, very good beating on Tuesday or Wednesday, any of those days they're playing the Champions League, so that I can have just twist the knife in. On Thursday when Deji Spores comes.
Don't worry,
comes
bro. It'll happen.
Of course, and of course,
Marseille in must-win games recently over the past few years, and even going back to when Newcastle were in like UEFA Cup, bro. Drogba at Marseille, bro. He beat Newcastle by himself.
Let's see what's gonna happen in that game. I really need that.
Thank you, legend. Drogba.
So thank you very much, everyone, and join us tomorrow 8 to 9 p.m. Gunners and Mags. All right, man. See you guys. Bagav, thank you very much for coming to the show. God bless you, my brother. God bless you. I see everything you do for me, Bagav. God bless you. Chelsea Dan, you too, my brother. God bless you too. Steve.
Yeah, God bless you too, my brother.
Man, it's all love. It's all love here, man.
It's all love here, man. All love. Thank you, bro. Bye-bye.
Bye.